talk.
Eric hasn't been around the last couple of days because he's setting up the ONA Auction. 100% of the proceeds going to the relief effort down there in New Orleans and Mississippi and areas in between. And are we ready to go or what?
We'll be ready very soon. We've got 3 new items for the auction. They're pretty cool. We have a VIP Hard Rock Cafe Pass. We have Intern for a Day.
Whoa.
Yeah, come on. You can't just...
What's that last item up for auction?
VIP Pass for the Hard Rock Cafe.
I'll give you $10 to not auction it.
What does that mean?
Is that one of the passes that I had?
I guess so, yeah.
Was that one of yours?
Yeah, it's one of my backstage passes that
we're
all going to sign.
I thought it was a VIP pass for the Hard Rock Cafe next time they do a cool event.
Oh, what do you get, like a burger or something? You
no,
go in,
I don't know. Next time they have a band there or something, you get the VIP treatment. It's an actual VIP pass that has been used before
of course. It won't get you anything now.
Holy.
It's something to hang on your wall.
Stupid me. I'm thinking, it's a cool thing.
Yeah, you go in there, it'll get you the Ronnie James Dio fries. What do you think you're going to get with a VIP pass at the Hard Rock?
Here's the deal. We know we have a huge audience, and we know we have to do something, and we're starting somewhere, and we're hoping eventually real prizes come to the table. Let's just be honest with each other.
Oh, you sound like FEMA now. You really do. Look, we got what we got now. The good shit's coming. Just deal with this pass and some crap that we scraped up from around the office.
Coming in with the good shit. Trust me, guys.
Here's some evidence that someone had a good time this night.
Right. Yeah,
and it wasn't you.
Yeah, you were not involved.
This radio just stinks on a daily basis.
I'm sure there's some more items. Hawk, what do you got?
All right, what else you got,
We're also offering Intern for a Day on the Opie and Anthony Show.
Intern for a day, so they get to come here.
Yeah, dear
They
Lord.
get to come in here and and help us out and work for nothing.
Yes.
Good.
You won. Get me some coffee.
Right.
Wow.
Good one.
All right, what else?
And this just added a private martial artist session with Master Poe.
That's great. What's the matter? You couldn't get a rape in the Astrodome to give away? I wish I could remember Superdome. Astrodome.
No one's getting raped in the Astrodome.
Hey, someone get my dirty inline skates.
What? You're going to auction those off?
Yeah, might as well.
That's good. I have a bag of garbage at home if anybody wants that. Just get rid of the shit that none of us don't want to use anymore. I got a hat that I wore once.
I was thinking, like, auctioning these off would be a dumb idea, but after the prizes
after the crap we brought in?
All right, I'm going to auction these off. My inline skates that I've used to come to XM for the last year, and also went to NEW for at least a year before that. These things stink. There's a crack in them. They're falling apart.
What's that supposed to be, some kind of sick joke?
But we'll throw them up there for auction, okay? And we'll all sign them. This is the way I went to work for like a year. There you go.
Nice.
You might as well just bring all the shit to the table.
There's 8 wheels that have been trekking through dog shit and human spit in the streets of New York and garbage juice.
And they smell pretty good, too, because, besides coming to work with these, I also do endless loops around Central Park, so here you go. Here, add this to your auction. Ooh. These rotting freaking inline skates.
That's right.
All right, what else you got,
stink.
Eric? I know, I'm not kidding. What else you got?
We have a piece of the Rolling Stone pinball machine that Opie destroyed.
Oh, well, now here's an item. This is a one-of-a-kind. Remember when Opie smashed the pinball machine? It's a classic Rolling Stones pinball machine brought in by Al Dukes, producer of another show.
Ron and Fez.
Yeah. No, that's right. It was Ron and Fez. Jesus.
They're starting up very soon on this channel.
And he brought it in for Opie as almost a peace offering, because you two had always had this little underlying problem.
Yeah, Al wanted Opie to like him, and Opie just hated him for no reason.
That was
the
problem.
Underlying problem.
That was it. Because Al's an annoying piece of shit.
I've never been a fan of the Kiss ass.
Anybody who needs Opie to like them, he just hates.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of the Kiss ass.
And he brought in,
life.
He knew you were a fan of this classic pinball machine, brought in this Rolling Stones pinball machine, and Opie took to it with, I guess, what resembled Gallagher's watermelon hammer, and
completely destroyed
smashed it right in front of very sad Al Dukes. Well, one of the pieces made it.
A lot of people thought it was a radio bit. Ho, ho. Opie didn't really destroy that pinball machine.
And there it is.
So we got a piece of it?
Piece.
Wow, let's see it.
Piece of radio history. Wow.
Yeah. That's
this
incredible.
Is like having Marconi's original plans for the radio, isn't it? Signed? Same thing, right? This is like the script to War of the Worlds.
Why is
Prizes are brutal.
They all
We got a fish tank.
It's a terrible prize.
Dude, this is how big the piece is. It fits in a CD case.
But it's mixed face.
Couldn't you find a bigger piece, Eric?
That's what was donated to us.
From who?
The person who had it.
Who has it?
Go stab him in the neck with it.
You really, there's like, if they're all that big, we have 10,000 more auctions.
I guess it's cool in a way. If
I'll give you
like
$5 for it right now.
I guess if you're a hardcore fan of the show, it's cool. Who knows? Let's see what this stuff will get up online.
How embarrassing is it going to be? This is a national radio show, and we have a $600 donation.
This is the
How embarrassing is it going to be when we have to send out a press release that we, raised $10,000?
Wait a minute. Does the piece come with that empty CD case, too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Well, there's photos on the front of the CD case showing what part of the machine it came from.
It's almost like the certificate of authenticity.
And some action shots of me actually.
I'll give you $6. A little bidding war.
Wow.
Ooh, I like that.
Wow.
That's the way to spice it up,
Yeah,
Bill.
a little excitement.
All right, well, we'll add it to the pile.
These items wouldn't be good if you were trying to raise money for someone's flooded basement in Bayshore. This is some of the worst goods I've ever seen.
We got
no one's going to want these.
All kidding aside, we have to start somewhere, and I think we're going to get better prizes as we go on here. So we're going to continue this thing, I think, for the whole month of September.
Didn't you break one of your shoelaces the other day?
I did. Up for
could,
bid. It's up for bid.
Travis has a pair of my pants that he hasn't worn yet.
Ooh.
I did bring in some old jeans for the young go-getters.
What? Wait, you were giving your pants to the interns? You took Opie's pants?
I'm wearing them right now.
Wait, you're wearing my pants? Which ones were those?
These are the count.
They're all
Oh.
What was I supposed to do? Not wear them?
Yes.
Not accept them.
I had a lot of jeans, and I decided...
Hold on. I got to know this. Did you come in with them and offer them to him?
I just threw them down. I said, anyone want these jeans? Go for it. Instead of throwing them away, that's all.
And you took them?
That's not
He
true.
pounced on him like a looter.
Opie asked what size I was, and they fit, so I took them.
They're like
Why
a
not?
30 waist or something,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, what happened after we lost our jobs, I decided to stop eating for a while. And my clothes got down to like, I was down to like a 29 waist. About a 29.
Machinist.
So now,
Yeah,
we're, without a doubt. Dude, I was surviving on Slim Fast and bananas. I just refused to eat. I didn't feel like eating for a long time. So I bought all these clothes, and now we're back to normal, and I can't wear them anymore.
So I have one pair that I haven't worn. That
You
I
brought
can bring
2
in.
pairs home?
You gave me 2 pairs.
Oh.
Do you walk around, you kind of feel like these are Opie's jeans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I'm wearing the boss's jeans.
So you're going to bring them back in?
Yeah, I'll bring the other pair in.
All right.
I'm going to keep these because I like them. And
I cannot
And bring in
wear
your per-
other people's clothes. No, and I can't have other people wear my clothes. They wanted me to bring in the Periwinkle shirt.
Bring it in.
No.
That
Oh,
shirt
that
is
you
not
gotta bring
famous.
in.
No.
It's a famous shirt. We could get at least $20 for it.
No.
Why?
No one's wearing my clothing.
Bill Burr?
What's that?
What do you got?
I'm just thinking of the thought process you had at your apartment going, am I going to give these to homeless people?
Don't you just...
No, I'll bring them into work.
I didn't.
I'm sure somebody wants my old... You bring in
These
like
guys
underwear
are
too?
These
That-
guys are
yeah.
one step above homeless. I
Was
thought
it
I'd
just-
help them out.
was it
You know what?
just
A
pants?
shirt is okay, but like that's like your
Pants.
crotch.
All your cocky
Yeah.
up against it. Yeah, all the cranky ass Opie had rollerblading in 95-degree weather.
He's out of underwear. He fucking cowboys it for one
He
day.
did. That's what he
I mean,
said.
it's just nasty.
I have worn those without underwear.
All those
swear to
flights
you.
and coach.
Swear I swear to you, man.
And aren't they hanging off of you?
I'd have to wear a scuba suit underneath
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bottom of it. It's just-
Instead of giving the guys a bonus, they get my old jeans.
now I don't have to buy jeans.
There you go. See, he's appreciative.
Does he throw you rubbers when he's done? After they were only used once? Yeah. Just dump this out. Put it on, son.
That is,
All right.
yeah, that's a little odd. It's almost like this domination thing and this submissive thing. Definitely.
No, No, I just...
Why did you bring him in? That is almost like a domination thing, like, wear my pants.
Look,
You give old clothes to homeless people.
Right.
I usually
that you'll never see again.
I usually throw them in the pails outside my apartment, and the homeless people are now wearing my clothes, and I got sick of that, so I said, well, I'll bring them in. If the guys don't want them, then I'll just throw them away. That's all.
Hand me down.
I have a whole bag of clothes that I've been trying to find. The homeless thing that they had in the box in the Manhattan mini storage is gone.
Yeah.
So I have a garbage bag full of clothes. A lot of them are new. So
you got to find one of those Salvation Army bins.
Maybe I'll bring them in.
Yeah, bring them in, auction them off.
We'll auction all those clothes off. They're going to be put to good use.
Pat has a good idea. Pat?
Hey.
Pat.
Hey, I'd like to see if you all are going to put that pickled punk up for auction.
You know what? We should get the pickled punk back from Andrew Gore.
No.
No.
Why not?
No.
I have a broken boombox with dual cassette.
Dual cassette?
Yeah. For
high-speed dub?
Yeah, for recording purposes.
All right, where's Eric?
Great for demos, struggling bands out there.
We got some interesting stuff for auction, so I guess it's all going up during the show here today.
I think it has a woofer.
Some of the items may even be up already.
Eric?
What else do we have?
We're going through that bag that Anthony brought in. A bunch of
batteries.
Batteries.
There's a couple of old Pisano shirts in there.
Old Pisano shirts from Pisano of Mulberry Street.
Wow. With your sweat stains?
No, I didn't wear them.
Nice to see the millionaires coming to the table.
Yeah, why not?
Here's my old skates, and here's my old Pisano shirt, which I never wore.
I had it, and I went with it.
My skates are going to get $1,000 guaranteed.
Wow, you think so?
Guaranteed.
No.
I'll bet you $100 they don't.
There's nothing in this whole awful collection that's going to get over $50.
No.
I'm going to bring in my leather jacket that I wore on the cover of
The kind of person who
World.
would bid on those rollerblades does not have $1,000.
Yeah.
They're not going to, use them. They're going to frame them.
Frame it.
Like the Hard Rock Cafe.
Then you know what it is? They'll get them, and it'll show people, these are Opie's rollerblades. And people are like, who gives a shit?
I know.
Let's try to get his money back.
What's going to happen. What else you got, Eric?
Got the latest Robert Plant CD signed by Robert Plant.
Oh, that's a
not
celebrity
bad.
item right
There you go.
That's
good.
a
Now
good
you're
one.
talking.
It's not every day you get a Robert Plant autograph.
Signed by Robert Plant.
A couple of Travis Tritt CDs signed by him.
Jesus, Jimmy.
A little
You
bit of
should've
a drop
opened with
off.
the Travis Tritt.
Yeah.
All right, like I said, a
You
bunch
gotta
of...
end strong, bro.
Yeah, stupid. What do you got
How
now? A
can
couple
I?
of mine
Look
and
at
Now
Billy
what?
Cities?
Now what? What are you going to end with?
A bag of rubber bands.
CD signed by Rat.
You have to close with Robert Plant, dude. He sang with Zeppelin.
Yeah,
Now you got nothing. Stop rifling through your awful little yellow papers. Read them.
There's nothing. There's the lunchbox that Jimmy destroyed.
You said that
Kicked us back
yesterday.
yesterday.
Just say you have shit. You have nothing.
Yeah, we got a bunch of shit.
You've been 2 days. You've been working on the thing, and you have nothing but a pass, a pair of jeans, and a CD.
This
Crap.
shit that these guys
This just
broke.
in from Dan. We're going to be auctioning off Eric's toothbrush.
Oh, no.
What do you mean?
Did he finish the joke?
I think it's a funny joke. It's still in the box.
Finishing the joke is that you're right. That's the finish.
You know how some of these items are much more valuable if you have the box that it came
Yeah.
in? What else you got there, Eric?
We have the sign that Nathaniel used when Arthur Chian got fired.
Oh!
That's a good item.
There you go. That's been on TV.
But you got to get like the press clippings and stuff to prove that it's a famous sign.
That's
right?
a good. That's a good.
Signed and dated by our own Nathaniel.
All right.
Wow.
That's good.
Yeah.
Wow.
Just wreck a good item with a big signature.
It's small and discreet.
That's all I got. Okay.
Any people are suggesting any flaming attire from Steve. Some of his flaming shirts or something like that. That'd be great, Steve. You got to kick it in.
From the white trash line.
That really
Yeah.
is awful.
At Macy's.
Steve is entering the studio.
How about
Here he
Whoa,
comes.
hey,
He
Steve.
drives a hybrid car. Steve Lamb.
And hello.
Hi, Steve.
Yeah. You want some flame shirts?
Yeah, flame shirts would be a big item.
Absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple of them easily. Maybe 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah.
Sign
You
them.
buy them, or did you win them at a carnival?
No, I get a few of them I've had donated, but I do buy a lot of flame shirts. Yeah.
It's got to be stuff you've worn.
Yeah, easily. I'll put authentic sweat stains in them as well.
He's got a gray flame hat on right now.
Yeah.
Foundry Music hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gray flames. He's got flames on his Stay Cozy little bear shirt.
That's right.
And then what about your boots today?
No, regular sneakers today. I don't have the flame sneakers.
Should be a
on.
big item though. His back hair and Lebanese sweat in them. I'm sure everybody's gonna want them.
I don't have that much back hair anymore. I know. I went.
Thank you, Steve.
You're welcome.
See ya.
Here he goes. Right out.
All right, Eric.
He drives one of those hybrid cars, you know.
Where could the
Saves a lot of
really
gas.
does?
Yeah, yeah.
Where can the
Smart guy.
listeners see these items?
That's fighting
We'll
terrorism.
have it up on opieandanthony.com very soon.
So there'll be a link on opieandanthony.com. The items that we have up for auction.
What are the starting bids gonna be?
They all start at 1 penny.
Wow.
Why 1 penny?
Why would you do that?
That's the way they have it set up.
Who set up with it?
The non-profit organization.
And then people bid for it, and it goes up.
Well, how about
We'll have 12 cents in no time.
you started at something? Can't you do that?
Can you get some of the items up before the end of the show? I want to see what kind of action we get.
Of course.
Yeah.
All
How
right.
you guys are going to get shit. They're mocking
Yeah.
the tragedy.
But now that we're talking about
No,
the
it's a-
items,
but
it's
it's a real
making them
charity
even
we
more
set up.
famous.
It's a real charity we set up, and all the proceeds will go.
Think about
For the relief
now
effort.
getting that VIP Hard Rock Cafe pass. Now you own it. And it's like, did you hear him talking about it on the air? This is it. This is the pass. See, the more you talk about it, the more popular it
Gives
gets.
it infamy.
Right. One day, they'll run on Best Of, and you'll listen and go, wow, I'm looking at the pass they're talking about right now.
I think we're going to raise some money.
Of course we are.
And then we're going to get some real items coming to the table. Actually, we got some real items mixed in with the shit.
Yeah, I got to get a few more things.
Can we interrupt for live Bush?
Oh yeah,
Live
of course. My
Bush.
foot hurts.
Who's in charge of Northcom, General Ronald Ray, who's
It's water.
our active duty general on the ground in Louisiana as well, and Mike Brown is the head of FEMA. There's a lot of aid surging toward those who have been affected. Millions of gallons of water, millions of tons of food. Making progress about pulling people out of the Superdome. There's an issue right now at the convention center in New Orleans
Does he
that General
rehearse?
Ronald Ray briefed us on.
Pulling people out.
Trying to get food and medicine to the convention center. He's
I got nothing.
working with the governor
I got nothing.
and the adjutant general and the mayor.
He's like Brando. He won't read it beforehand. He just kind of
600 of the newly arrived MPs
gonna shoot some
to
people.
secure the site so that the food and medicine and water can get in there. A lot of people working hard to help those who've been affected, and I want to thank the people for their efforts. The results are not acceptable. I'm heading down there right now.
I'm going to sort this
I'm
out
looking
myself.
forward to talking to the people on the ground. I want to assure the people of the affected areas and this country
I got a
that we'll employ
bullhorn.
the assets necessary to get the situation under control, to get the help to the people who've been affected, and that we're beginning long-term planning to help those who have been displaced, as well as long-term planning to help rebuild the communities that have been affected.
He's reading his Iraq speech.
Looking forward to my trip down there, and looking forward to thanking those on the ground, and looking forward to assure people that we're on top of this situation, and we'll help people who need help. Thank you.
Thank you. Wow.
I guarantee nothing.
Nothing.
Although I do think he's probably an awful people, because even a dumbbell like this has people who are actually making these decisions, who are in charge of these divisions, which is not him, and they are just incompetent. It's more these people than it is Bush.
He's not going to go to New Orleans.
The MPs hit
If he wants to impress people, he should be flown into the Superdome.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
He should speak there.
He'll either go to the Houston, Astrodome, or Mississippi.
You're right.
He's not going to Houston.
No. All right,
I don't think
then
he's
it's
going to
Mississippi.
Yeah, you can't go to Houston.
Mississippi, then.
It'll look bad if he doesn't go somewhere near New Orleans.
Yeah.
It'll just, people will go, look at this motherfucker. Can't even show up. He'll go somewhere real, maybe the airport, you think?
Somewhere, yeah. He'll just stand in it, find some water and stand in it.
Yeah.
That's a little
really
knee-deep.
bad.
He's going to go to his ranch, pick up some clothes.
So, yeah.
Get some boots.
Auction them off. We're trying to raise money.
Raise money.
Speaking of which, we got some ideas for more items coming in. Todd, what's up?
Yeah, you guys disappoint me a little bit this morning. Nobody's mentioned what could be the holy grail of auction items. Private viewing of Ben Todd.
Oh,
you know what?
Private viewing.
We haven't seen much of old dirigible cock today. Where is he?
He's working hard behind the scenes.
Doing what?
Thanks, guys. Punching out.
All right, let's say hi to Dave in Indiana. Dave.
Doing what?
Hey, boys.
Hey.
Little Jimmy. John. You guys want to take that show on the road? Why don't you auction off a show at somebody's house?
You know,
Punching out.
You know, it's an old bit, but it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, that'd be great. I guarantee you guys would get some good money for that one.
Oh, that'd be awful.
Can you imagine, though, if it's some house in the middle of nowhere?
All the money disinfecting it so Anthony will walk into it would probably cancel out the auction money raised.
Like I'm going into someone else's house.
You're going to have to make it look like the house in E.T.
Really?
You're going to wear a beekeeper suit.
Be the DJ in the plastic bubble.
Right.
Gotta sit there at the kitchen table with that sticky grape juice circle
Oh,
from the
of
kids'
course.
drink.
I'm supposed to sit on his couch?
We should think about it, though. It's not a bad idea.
Oh, keep thinking.
Yeah, especially if it only gets like $400.
No, yeah, we would have to have a minimum, you know,
a minimum of $1 million.
That's right, because we're fancy people.
And we need equipment where I could broadcast from the Escalade in his driveway. As you guys go into that petri dish.
I say we at least think about it.
Hey, I'll auction this off. However much people think I should pay for Anthony to sleep in my bed for a night.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
If you're in it.
How does everything become a homo joke on this show?
I don't know.
And what it is.
We've just given up.
Bunch of faggots.
You brought the homo to the show, and we just...
I didn't bring the homo to the show.
There was no homo on this show.
There wasn't much
Hi,
homo
Mom,
before
I'm gay.
you.
Your signature bit with people saying I'm a faggot on the radio. What are you talking about?
We would go down that road just quickly and with a little cuteness to it, but you brought the full homo to this show.
That's not true.
And we gave up, and we can't...
Yeah.
We can't hold you back anymore.
You're the one gallivanting backstage with dittos and things of that ilk, reading their literature, learning.
You brought the homo to this show.
I did not, but there's a good thing on Rent Boy here, where it's
the book you brought in.
I brought this in.
Rent Boys.
This is really hardcore gay literature, not badly
Really?
written, if you have to know. And I would make the interns read it. That was a punishment cover.
Good answer, Bill.
The punishment was that they had to read a chapter of Rent Boy. And it was actually an idea I got from a girl who gave me that book.
It's something we obviously did before you joined the program.
Someone is attracted to that. Look at that photo.
Wow.
I think we should sign that and auction that Rent Boy book off.
Oh, that's a big item.
Right. I think so. The Rent Boy book.
It has been used on the show.
It has been.
All right. Good morning, America. Foreign countries' mixed reactions to the hurricane.
Good morning, Charlie. As you say, the devastation caused by the hurricane dominates the news. This is just one of the headlines here in Britain. Anarchy in New Orleans. A lot of sympathy being expressed, but also a certain amount of gloating. Today, German TV described chaos and anarchy in the U.S., noting that these are images you'd expect in a third world country. Powerful friends like Germany, France, and Japan have offered assistance, and not so powerful friends, including nations the U.S. helped during the tsunami, have offered what they can. Pope Benedict prayed for the victims of the flood, and he was not alone. In Havana, Fidel Castro led a minute of silence before gaveling the Cuban parliament to order for a resolution attacking the Bush administration on Iraq. Castro's close friend, Venezuelan President Hugo Chavez, offered cheap fuel and aid to the disaster area. Last week, Pat Robertson said the U.S. should assassinate him. This week, Chavez took a swipe at President Bush. King of vacations there at his ranch said nothing more than you need to flee, he said. Islamic extremists are even nastier. One website gloats that Private Katrina has joined the global jihad, or holy war. With luck, it said, oil prices will hit $100 a barrel. One of the more interesting reactions comes from the Netherlands, another flood-prone country where engineering experts say if the U.S. had a system of levees as good as theirs, lives could have been saved. Charlie?
Great. Why don't you send some wood shoes over here?
The rest of the world should be smashing the response to this.
Funny.
What?
Wood shoes.
The wood shoes joke?
No? Those cute wood shoes.
I know.
All right, I tried. There you go.
Ben
What were you
just
saying?
handed something over. What is it?
I know. We're looking at front pages of papers from across America. Frustration boils. That's Baton Rouge. And another desperate SOS coming in from Las Vegas.
SOS.
What an embarrassment this is. The whole world is watching this abysmal response to a tragedy right here in this country.
And loving every second of it.
Yeah, and you know what, though? The U.S. sticks our fucking noses in everywhere, and at times that's great, but when shit happens here and you can't take care of it, don't expect the rest of the world to be sympathetic.
Wow, there's a fire burning there, huh?
That's a biggie.
Where is that?
I don't know.
New Orleans.
Somewhere in, yeah. Let's go to Steve in Wisconsin. Steve.
Yeah, ONA, Little Gem. How you doing?
Hi, fella.
Hey, I was just calling to say I heard Sirius is going to donate 4 Sirius satellite units so they can plug up the levee today.
That's very funny. Very good, buddy. Ed in Oklahoma. Ed?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
How you going this morning?
All right, Ed.
Hey, I was wondering if you guys heard about the Oklahoma City DJ that got fired yesterday for this kid called him collect from the Oklahoma City County Jail, told him that he molested a 5-year-old girl, and the DJ told him, well, why don't you take a shirt and hang yourself? The kid did, and they got all over the DJ and fired him.
Are you kidding?
I didn't read that one.
No, it was at 94.7 The Buzz.
All right, we'll look into that, definitely.
Why would they fire the guy for...
I don't know.
Saving taxpayers' money.
There seems to be a little more to that story. We'll
absolutely
we'll try to get some news on that.
Unless they fire him, unless there's some kind of a stupid law.
What's up, guys?
Hey.
I will be willing to donate money to your auction if for a week I don't have to listen to Jimmy's annoying hyper-pronunciation voice, please.
Oh, you're not a fan, sir?
I'm not a fan.
Who's the guy from the other day?
How could anyone not like Jimmy?
So I don't understand. So, sir, you're not a fan, but do you still listen to the show?
I listen to the show for mostly Anthony. I find him to be hilarious.
So how does it feel to know that...
now, wait, stop it, Jimmy. Let that just sink in.
Jimmy! He makes a good point.
He certainly did.
But does it bother you that, like, I'm on your favorite radio show and I'm going to continue to spoil it for you?
Absolutely not, because I know in a little while you'd be leaving to do your stupid show or whatever you have to do.
Stupid.
2 weeks gone, 1 week back.
Yeah.
3 weeks gone, 1 week back.
A stupid HBO show.
Dumb show that's going to pay you millions.
Silly.
Yeah, yeah.
So what? You get millions of dollars, so what?
Yeah.
Jimmy's not going
That was a
anywhere,
good comeback.
sir.
Yeah.
So your pants.
Dude, do you understand?
And I'm hurt
mean
that
this
you don't like
sincerely.
listening to me.
I mean this sincerely. You're a paying customer, and your opinion
We're a
is
bunch
of
of
no
asses.
value to
Hey,
anybody.
Jimmy, guess what? I'm a paying customer for XM Satellite Radio.
Exactly.
I listen to all the channels.
Keep
I
paying,
have
stupid.
This in the morning.
Just keep paying,
All right,
fella.
Frank.
Just keep paying, Frank.
All right, Jimmy. Thanks.
All right.
That's
I
right.
kind of liked Frank.
Frank, I didn't care for him, and yet you did.
I didn't really mind Frank.
Anthony liked Frank. I'm kind of on the fence with Frank. And Jimmy hates him.
No, you at least he didn't like me, but he didn't even mention Ope. He just mentioned Ant. He's trying to get
but
us
he didn't
all
say
in a tizzy.
He didn't say I stunk. He just says he listens to Anthony.
That's right.
Hey,
So,
Frank, if you have kids, I hope they're abducted. What do you think of them apples? Stupid.
All right. One more story about what's going on, and then we'll move on to bombs and flubs. How does that sound, guys?
Very good.
All right. Good Morning America had this piece on the refugees and where will they go?
Here at the Astrodome, Houston officials thought they'd be able to put up 25,000 people. That is clearly not the case. There are about 12,000 people inside, and we are being told that here at the Astrodome they are running out of blankets, food, and room. He and others waited in frustration when officials at Houston's Astrodome turned away dozens of arriving buses, saying the makeshift inn was just too full. Exhausted and desperate, families continued to recount the horrors of their ordeal at the New Orleans Superdome.
People died in that Superdome, and you don't know nothing about it.
In the confusion, some of Katrina's refugees were left on the street, abandoned by their drivers. Finally, officials agreed to allow them in.
Those that are on site will be processed.
Thousands had already arrived here earlier, famished and in need. The flood of Katrina's homeless stretches across the country. On the internet, some are offering places to stay. In Baton Rouge's River Theater, where thousands have been camped out since Saturday, the frustration is growing.
I don't know how you're going to work it out being in here like you're in prison.
At the Davis Middle School in San Antonio, many are still concerned about missing family members.
I left my husband in New Orleans. He worked in the French Quarter at the Orleans, and I just want him to know that we're fine.
City officials are readying a former military base to house 25,000 more. In Houston, Madeline James and her niece found themselves at this fire station, thankful for donated clothes.
We used to see people walking on the street with shopping baskets, homeless and stuff, but we never dreamed we'd fall in these same shoes.
Upstairs, firefighters have taken in the Taylor family, all 77 of them, and the requests for food and shelter keep coming.
It turned into 88 people the first night, and then also now it's gone to thousands.
When we go back, we don't know where we're going to go because we don't have nothing to go to.
Yeah. The buses continue to pull in here this morning, and city officials have even moved some people over to the Reliance Center next door, where they set up a medical unit. People who come here, the refugees who come here on buses, may not stay. If they are well enough, they could be sent to other shelters in Dallas or in other states.
That's the latest on that.
Doesn't sound good.
Bush is heading
That's an
to
understatement, huh?
Mobile, Biloxi, and New Orleans.
Oh,
he's taking off.
He's on the helicopter?
He's taking off.
Or is he just taking the helicopter to
the jet?
Air Force One.
Yeah, that's just to get him to the old Penn. All right.
Good luck to you. Godspeed.
Want to switch? Thank you, Danielle. We get
All
it.
right.
You get mail.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Eric, back in studio. He's working on the Opie and Anthony auction for the Hurricane Relief Fund that we have started.
Oh.
Where are we at?
We're doing pretty good. Steve will have the link up very soon.
The link?
Didn't we say
up
that?
On Opie and Anthony.
Didn't you say that an hour ago?
Yeah, but it's taking a while.
Can we look and see if any of these items are being bid on?
Yeah.
Are they?
No, not yet, no.
Can we see before 11?
Yes.
Well, the link, what's he have to do for the link? Because all you got to do is put like a thing with pictures.
Yeah, like an icon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he'll have it.
You like paste an icon in there.
Can't you go to like eBay right now?
If you want to.
And look?
Yeah.
Have we said that it's on eBay?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Oh, we didn't?
No, because it's eBay and a nonprofit organization called Mission Fish that is handling all this for
So if you go to eBay, how do you find our auction?
You can search for Opie and Anthony Auction.
Uh-huh.
What about the other items up there that our fans just sell on a daily basis?
Don't buy those. Those won't get you.
Yeah, but how do you
money
know
won't
the
go to
difference?
the charity.
How do you know the difference between the two?
You just need some official thing, right?
This
Auction.
has an official
Opie
and Anthony thing on
Go Opie and Anthony Auction on eBay.
So what items do you have?
All right, thank you, Eric. That's great. Good stuff. Thanks. You guys want to play the sex offender game?
I was hoping we'd get a riveting whole break out of that.
What happened? Travis?
Me and Danny were just looking for them on eBay, and it's going to be kind of hard for people to find them.
Oh, no, that's always good.
Because Eric didn't put a space between Opie and Anthony. So if you put in Opie-Anthony, none of the auction items will show up. But if you type in Opie Anthony as one word, then they'll show up.
What if you put in, like a normal human being would type, Opie and Anthony?
Nah, not going to show up.
It won't come up if you type...
Where's Eric?
You can do a search
Where
right
is
now
he?
on eBay.
Where is he?
Steve, you got anything on this?
Hold on.
Why would you not...
Get Baby Hat in here.
You're typing in something to search. Wouldn't you type it in as Opie, space, and space, Anthony?
I don't know what they're searching on, but as far as the actual name itself, yeah, it's one word. Opie and Anthony Auction is the member name. Sorry.
So I guess we'll help people along when we get the link on opieandanthony.com. Right?
Okay, I'm here now. Yeah, don't worry. There's going to be links to everything. Eric's just adding these things in, and the way you can tell is we've set it up so that there's going to be a little yellow ribbon next to the icon that designates that everything's being donated to charity. So you'll be able to tell.
A yellow ribbon.
Yes.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah.
Nice close-up shot of Steve's junk.
Yeah.
Jimmy just took a photo of it.
No,
Where-
it won't show.
So weird. We were doing that bit before Jimmy came in
Yeah,
and joined our show.
Exactly.
So I guess Jimmy's right. He didn't bring the gay into the
What's
show.
that? Taking pictures of other guys' cocks.
Only
I remember a
angle.
whole montage we had back in the old days, and at AF.
Made a
I forgot.
collage and put it on the wall.
God, I was mistaken. Colin, Connecticut, what's going on, buddy?
Nothing, dude. I spoke to you guys before when Tracy Morgan was in the studio a while ago.
Oh shit! How are you?
Yeah, we remember you. What's up, bro?
Nothing. I had that small claim to fame because of nepotism. My grandfather's Howard Cosell and. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. What's up, Colin?
Nothing. I just wanted to say that last week was the best week of radio I have ever heard. I was on vacation last week. I was out in Long Island. And basically all I did was play Tiger Woods golf and listen to ONA.
An unbelievable week of radio.
Drank incessantly and listened to Opie and Anthony. And
Hilarity ensued.
all I knew was there was abnormalities growing out of my bosom from laughter that I enjoyed from the Opie and Anthony program.
I could do Howard, too.
Oh,
I want to hear this.
Hoo-hoo, they're ripping me off.
Watch that monkey run. Wait, what was the quote? Help me out.
Look at that little monkey run.
Right. They said the actual quote was, he's running like a little monkey.
Oh, is that it?
Okay.
He's running like a little monkey.
Look at that monkey run, and then I hear Wolf Blitzer saying they're so poor and so black.
Oh yeah, he did say that.
Yeah, he did.
And then I'm just like, wow, you abomination to all things good to broadcasting.
I thought of you actually, Colin. Last week 'cause I was watching When We Were Kings, and they show like Foreman footage, and Howard Cosell is doing the call when Foreman is fighting Frazier, and it's just it's the greatest call ever done when he was beating up Joe Frazier.
Yeah, that's actually good footage. And then you
The Thriller in Manila.
Then you watch that tripe, that shit called Ali with Will Smith.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, who played Howard in that?
That was John Voight.
John Voight.
And he was nominated for an Oscar for it.
That's
too.
right.
And it actually was because of him that I couldn't, I didn't leave the theater because he actually did a pretty okay job.
I don't remember him in that. I remember the film.
What's a pretty okay job?
Pretty okay. It was, the top notch of mediocre. It was
top notch.
Well,
it was shitty.
Well, Colin, come on in and see us sometime.
I would love to.
Open invite. Just show up.
Well, I most definitely will.
I mean, everyone else shows up every day. You might as well show up. You actually have something you can contribute to the show.
I've got stories. I'll actually bring you guys some ties, some of my grandfather's old ties. If you, I know Anthony won't appreciate it because it might have some old, ABC germs on them. And
no, I think that'd be great.
Fantastic.
All right, then I will definitely do that. But
I want his hairpiece. Where is that hairpiece?
I have no fucking clue.
Wow, imagine that on eBay.
Someone has the hairpiece.
Imagine what that could raise on eBay.
Even at his funeral, we had open casket. It was a little private thing, and they didn't have his toupee on him, and I was just like, God damn it, this is not the way he would want to go.
It's in a jar somewhere. Find it.
It's in with the pickled punk.
We need to auction it off.
I don't know
Howard's
about that.
wig.
That's our new thing, auctioning off personal items.
Everything.
I was going to say, how's the auction going, guys?
It's unbelievable.
Really good, actually.
It's up to $15,000, and we haven't even pushed it yet because we threw this together on Friday before we left.
No shit.
Yeah, we really haven't talked about it much.
Well, no, I mean, I sat there, I listened all week last week, and again, I swear to God, I laughed my ass off, and I got a good, good dozen people to sit there and listen in.
Ooh. You laughed because we're funny.
And it was. I enjoyed the funny.
The funny.
All right, come on in and say hi to us, Kyle.
Absolutely, Colin. Guys, and
all right.
have another great week, all right?
All right, thank you, buddy.
All right, thanks, bro.
The pressure is now on to be as funny as we were the previous week.
There you have it. So, the Opie and Anthony auction, might as well go there right away here. We're up to $15,000 raised for the victims
15 G's?
For the victims of Hurricane Katrina.
For that crap we're selling, 15 large.
Yeah, and we're going to add more crap, this Friday, Eric? I'm hearing we got autographed baseballs to add to the list. And like a MiFi with a lifetime subscription, right? What else so far? Yeah, there you go. Some autographed balls from Rob Dibble.
Imagine
Kevin
if
Kennedy,
Gilligan would have won that.
Cal Ripken
How
Jr.
ironic that would be. Gilligan wins the MiFi with a lifetime subscription. It only lasts like a day or two.
Poor guy.
Stink for poor little buddy.
Gilligan's dead.
You're kidding!
He's dead at
How did it happen?
70.
I was just watching him screw up another recipe. How did it happen? I love him.
And it looks like the paper is pretty much done with the coverage of the hurricane because they're moving on to other things on the front page.
I'm a little burnt myself, to tell you the truth.
The New York Post, farewell, little buddy.
Little buddy.
Farewell, little buddy. Bob Denver died yesterday.
Bon voyage.
Up to that big Alan Hale colon in the sky.
He was wearing that goofy Gilligan hat all the way to the end, too.
Oh, enough with him already.
Now he's on an eternal tour. An eternal tour.
Anyway, back to the auction. $15,000 raised so far. More items going up on Friday. You want to go through some of these things here, Ant?
Certainly.
Actually, our auction made the paper today as well. The Daily News.
I saw. That's your spiffy picture that the paparazzi took.
Yeah. The one where I didn't shower for like 3 days.
Right.
And I got caught by a paparazzi.
You're all greasy.
Like
greasy.
Like you wouldn't believe. And I don't part my hair to the side. That's how the hair fell after not showering for 3 days. Actually, yeah, we made the Daily News today in the television section, even though we do radio.
Because of one of the popular items that are up for bid.
Oh, that's why, okay. It reads in the inner tube section, sign that cursed Channel 2 reporter to be sold. The sign that got Arthur Chien so upset he cursed on the air and was fired from CBS Channel 2 in May is being auctioned off by Opie and Anthony, the XM satellite radio hosts in whose name it was originally waived. Chien was doing a live remote when an ONA staffer hoisted the sign behind him and caused enough of a disruption that Chien addressed him with the F word, not realizing his microphone was still on. Proceeds from the sale of the sign will go to a good cause. Opie, Greg Hughes, and Anthony Cumia, are auctioning dozens of items all week on eBay to raise funds for Hurricane Katrina relief. The minimum bid on the sign is $495. Is that what that's up to? $495? Can I see this real fast? Well, actually, it's now up to $560.
Nice. Now it's been talked about in the newspaper, so it's even more popular.
It's even more famous.
Of course it is.
Because now you can take this article.
Yeah.
And you could frame it with the sign.
Frame it with the sign.
It's now now the sign is more famous. You're right, Anthony. All right, so the minimum bid on the sign is $495, and other items range from less than $100 for some show CDs and T-shirts to $6,100 for a pair of inline skates from rollerblading fanatic Opie.
That's insane.
Actually, the rollerblades are up to what? Let me take a look here. As of this morning, $4,800 for my used, smelly, stinky inline skates
that you've rolled through the streets of Manhattan with
for at least 2 years now.
You know what's in if my shoe gets untied as I am walking to work, I will throw my shoe away because your lace will soak up the gack that is on the streets of New York. Your rollerblades,
wait.
full of them.
Fuck the rollerblades.
Yeah.
What?
Well, thank God I tie my shoe very tightly, because if my shoelace did come untied and my lace is dragged in the street of New York City, you got to throw the shoe away. Because you can't take the laces out, because then you're touching... Oh, it's just disgusting. Of course.
Why wouldn't you just get rid of the lace somehow?
How are you going to get the lace out? Forceps?
Put on your plastic gloves and take care of the situation.
And then as you're pulling them through the eyelets,
right,
it's almost squeezing the homeless piss juice out of your shoelace and now soaking into your sneaker.
Please tell us you're kidding, because we're getting very nervous right now. Right now.
Why would I be kidding about something so serious as that? The streets of New York is just like New Orleans, only a lot shallower. But it's still the same toxic waste of homeless man shit and piss and gack. You rollerblade down the same sidewalk I do.
Right through.
Have you ever inhaled during that little clip between the deli and the church?
The deli and the church.
Where those two little dumpsters are on the sidewalk every morning with juice pouring out of it? It is so bad.
Where the Jewish homeless guy sleeps?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The homeless Jew.
The homeless Jew.
Can you believe it? There's a Jewish homeless guy. Only one in the country. We got him.
With a pit bull.
One guy. And
That scares the shit out of you every morning.
He wears a yarmulke and holds up a sign that says, Jewish man looking for food. And people, they treat him well. He's one of the best treated homeless people I've ever seen in the city. He's always got a collection of cake and food, sandwiches piled up in front of him from people that walk by. I guess people, they don't mind having Jewish homeless people.
So you'd really throw away your shoe?
Yeah, you have to.
Would you kneel down ever, like, by the street, you know, like in the street where the curb is, and, like, where the curb and the street meet, would you run your tongue, like, just picture sticking your tongue out.
Wow.
And just licking, like, not sucking it up, but just dragging your tongue along that crack.
Not even
Never.
that, because you can't get a lot of goodness that way. You just take your index finger and scrape really hard, and then just go.
It would probably collect on your finger like cheese whiz.
Yeah, why not?
Just a big gob.
Yeah,
gob.
All right, so we learned that Anthony would throw away his shoes if the lace hits the sidewalk of New York.
But what I was getting at is your rollerblades are now caked up. I've seen your wheels and where the wheels are bolted onto your blades. They're caked with that stuff.
Yeah. They're very valuable rollerblades, obviously.
Yeah.
I've been using them to commute to work for the past year here at XM. I used them during my time off. I used them to commute to WNEW when we were on regular radio. I really don't want to get rid of these things.
No.
And now I strapped them on this morning to commute here to XM from my fine apartment, my fine mouse-infested apartment. And I was paranoid. Because these rollerblades originally were, what, like $250, maybe $300 tops?
Uh-huh.
And now they're going for close to $5,000. I felt like I can't even use them anymore.
Very expensive now.
Because I don't want them to break before we actually auction them off officially.
Yeah, what happens if you got hit by a bus and they were crushed?
I don't know.
Probably be more expensive.
So there's 5 days left on the auction for the skates, and they're up to $4,800 this morning. $4,800. There's a lot of great items, actually. Opie and Anthony Family Guy pack, autographed by Alex Borstein, who's Lois on the show. That's up to $405. Opie and Anthony Real Comedians of ONA pack number 1, autographed. I don't know what that really is, but I guess a bunch of the comedians that do the show, they autograph some stuff for us. And those things are going for $510 up to $710. Opie and Anthony Robert Plant Mighty Rearranger CD, autographed. Just under $500. Opie and Anthony, Jim Norton's HBO script is up to $355.
Ooh.
The Kiss lunchbox that someone gave Jim Norton, that Jim Norton smashed, so it's a piece of crap, is up to $217, Anthony. We said the assault on the media sign that got Arthur Sheehan fired, that's up to $560. That's autographed, by the way, by Nathaniel, who was part of that whole thing. Other assault on the media signs, autographed, that's up to $425. Some of the weird signs that came in, like Donkey Sausage and Little Connor and all that, we're selling all that crap. And Opie and Anthony, Dennis Leary, Jay Moore pack is up to $455. Opie and Anthony Star Wars ROTS digital press kit up to $510. There's 61 items up there for now, and we're going to add more on Friday. So there you go. You can go to opieandanthony.com. There's a link right there to get to the items and see if you want to bid on any of this stuff. But so far, so good. Bravo.
Bravo.
To the faithful listeners for helping us out with the auction. Yes, Jimmy.
I am looking at a picture of Paris Hilton on the cover of Vanity Fair.
Oh, yeah.
It is one of the sexiest photos I have ever seen.
Yeah, it's a very good picture.
Holy shit.
Paris Hilton.
On the cover of Vanity Fair.
She's ridiculous.
Oh, my God.
Topless.
Fucking, yeah, with just like, she's got her hands on her shoulders and her forearms, the way they're draped down, are covering her nipples, and just those big fat tits are sticking out the side.
Isn't that great?
Oh, does she look good?
Another taser clip I'm getting on instant feedback.
Yeah?
Someone's sending it in. I checked it, and I don't think it's one we have. So we might want to get the audio of that. Taser clips, always good.
By the way, another item has just been handed to me to add to the auction.
What is that?
By the way, they're screaming for the Periwinkle shirt. They want the Periwinkle shirt.
That's
Fans
really
get the shirt.
famous.
They want the shirt. It's a famous shirt now. And
Yeah.
you're never going to wear it again because we made fun of you.
I might have to make the sacrifice.
I'm holding in my hand my jeans that I gave Travis
Oh,
remember this?
So now they've been fouled by you and Travis.
No, I never wore those.
You never wore these?
No, not those.
Did you wash them?
They're washed. They're nice.
I didn't touch them since he gave them to me. So
Yeah,
they're not washed.
Not washed.
These are the jeans
Probably
that I
a
was,
mouse in the pocket.
These were the jeans I was able to fit in during our time off because I decided to go down the anorexic route.
Are they 28 waist?
These are like 30, and I remember they were like they were swimming on me,
hanging off of you.
I think I was down to like a 29-inch waist during our time off because I decided that Slim Fast was a great thing to eat 3 times a day. So we're gonna add those jeans to the auction. We'll sign them or something, I guess.
Is that what you were eating?
What?
Is that what you were eating?
On our time off, when I decided not to eat anymore, it was Slim Fast and a banana for breakfast.
I was eating those Slim Fast bars.
Oh, really?
Dude,
it's the worst
the
thing
Slim
you could do.
Fast bars.
The
I was
worst.
just eating those and wasting away.
Yeah, I was down to 100 and I think my lowest was 147 pounds. I'm up to like 165 right now. And I'm still kind of thin, you know?
Yeah.
But I got down to 147 thanks to Slim Fast and bananas.
Very good.
That was it. And then sushi. And then
Sushi.
sometimes salad with grilled chicken. That's all I ate, more or less, for like 2 years.
That'll make you waste away.
Imus was talking about buying the Arthur Chien sign. Is this true? Let's say hi to Sally in Illinois. Sally!
Hi.
Hey.
Of course, I'm listening to you, too, but I just heard on Imus that he's going to bid $1,000 on that assault on the media sign.
Wow, and he'll probably do it.
If he can figure out how to put in a bid. I tried to call him, but nobody answers.
Newfangled stuff like eBay.
Can we get the audio of Imus talking about our auction today?
Are you auctioning off a shock of Patty's hair that you shaved off her head?
A shock of Patty's hair? Shock. What's a shock of hair?
Well, I was going to say a ponytail, but I didn't know if it was ever that long or worse.
Ponytail shock?
Yeah,
same thing.
Going from one to another, you'd think you'd...
It's natural progression.
There's 1,000 words you could fit in between those.
All right.
Shock.
Thank you, Sally. Let's say hi to Joe on
You're
Long Island.
shock of hair jock.
All right, we missed Joe, too. We're trying to find the audio of Imus talking about the auction, but go to opieandanthony.com. The link's up there, and you can check out the items for yourself. This is the first day we really had a chance to talk about this. We talked about it Friday, but very, very briefly.
And I want to bid on the periwinkle shirt. Get a bunch of jocks buying our stuff. What a doodle. Periwinkle.
Let's say hi to Jim in Illinois. Jim, what's up?
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What about the tennis shoe that Opie kicked Chester with?
You know what? I know what shoes they were.
Get out of here. You still have them?
And, yeah, I could bring those in.
Wow.
All right. There
you
you
are
go.
kidding me. Was it a right foot or a left foot?
It was a right foot. It wasn't a sneaker, actually. It was like a, trying to think. It was like
work
a
boot?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Of course it was a jackboot, you
Yeah,
Nazi.
Yeah.
Dog killer.
All right, if you guys are serious, I'll start digging in my closet for stupid stuff now. Anthony might bring in the periwinkle shirt. Jim, you got anything?
Yeah, I have a pair of underwear that I used on a Craigslist prostitute.
All right, let's go to, I think it's Mississippi. Steve, what's up?
Hey, what's up, boys?
Hey, man.
I just want to take a little time to kiss y'all's asses a little bit and tell you how great I think it is you're doing the auction.
Aren't we great for doing this?
And you're awesome. Look, I tried to call last week and it got cut off. I was crying like a little bitch because I didn't have lights and couldn't get gas.
Yep.
I finally get my power back and I see what these people are going through down further south from me, and I felt like a total ass.
Yeah, Mississippi's just not getting the coverage from the media.
No.
No.
And,
down south, they're not doing shit. I mean, they're down there, and people are still not coming with aid or anything, you know? They're just...
Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I mean, there's definitely...
Well, yeah, I mean, there's...
Everyone's coming to the table now, but it's just an unbelievable situation in New Orleans. I mean...
Dude, if New Orleans didn't get hit, you guys would be the huge story, the devastation there, but... it just makes a better news story.
Well, yeah, I mean, you don't want to say, oh, that's not fair, they got water, but, you don't want to be an ass, but, I mean, still, there's the whole fucking coastline in Mississippi is gone.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not there.
They said something like 100 miles of coastline completely gone, right?
Yeah, it's just
unbelievable.
completely gone. There's, old homes. I mean, they show scenes and they say, okay, well, this is where such and such was, and I've been there and I know that, but it looks nothing like it.
Right.
You know, it's just flat. It literally looks like a war zone.
Right.
But no, I didn't get to finish my call last time. I got cut off because I guess with the cell phones and the power.
All right.
You know.
Well,
whatever.
hang in there, Steve. All right.
All right, bud. Appreciate it.
All right, bro. All right. Speaking of the coverage, what do you guys think of Sean Penn?
Oh, he's so brave.
It's a photo op for this guy.
For the people
he brought a camera crew.
Yeah, for the people that don't know what we're talking about, all of a sudden...
Who doesn't know? Wow.
All of a sudden in the paper, out of nowhere, there's Sean Penn. He decided he needed to do something, so he ran down to New Orleans with a boat and I guess a couple of his buddies and a photographer.
And went rescuing on rescue missions.
Right.
And they got him in the paper. You show him escorting somebody away.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously helped some people, but it was these pictures are very dramatic, and it was almost like...
So self-serving.
It's almost like he set up the actual photo, you know?
And I'm going to wing on over to New Orleans and rescue some people. It's like Spicoli coming to get you. Oh, how embarrassing. If Jeff Spicoli has to rescue you, you're in some bad shape. Oh, Lord, look who's coming. It's Jeff Spicoli.
He actually, the first boat he had had a hole in it or something. He was trying to bail it out with a cup.
Yeah, he was bailing it out with a little red cup.
Well, he forgot to put the stopper in it or something like that, they're saying. And so they supposedly, like some other news agency, has pictures of him frantically taking like a pail or something and trying to get the water out of his boat.
There's no stopper in here. Whoa, the boat's sinking.
So what do you guys think? I mean...
People were taunting him. Like, someone was like, well, who are you going to fit in that boat?
Yeah, it was like a little boat. He got a camera crew with him. Of course, documenting everything.
And he'll say it's just to show the lack of effort by the Bush administration.
Right, man. If I'm rescuing you and you're here to be rescued, isn't that our time? There's nothing wrong with a few snapshots on our time.
Well, in the Daily News, Voice of the People, action picture, Brooklyn. At first, I was impressed seeing a photo of Sean Penn carrying a hurricane victim to safety, but my warm feelings disappeared when I read that he brought along a photographer to document his heroism. Hoboken. It was nice to read about Sean Penn's rescue efforts, but his bringing a photographer along makes one wonder whether his actions were self-serving. I guess pictures of him saving people were more important than the extra life he could have taken into his boat. And then this coming out of Texas, I don't care if Sean Penn did what he did for the wrong reasons. At least he was doing something, not shopping for shoes and attending Broadway shows like Secretary of State Rice. So,
I don't hear you in the attic unless you knock.
And Condoleezza Rice, that was a bad photo op.
Ooh! Shouldn't be checking out the Broadway show.
Spamalot.
Spamalot, very important play. Wasn't like it was, closing night of Les Mis or something. Spamalot.
Oh, was that awful. Then I heard she went down to the cellar to watch Nick DiPaolo do 20 minutes. Jesus Christ.
Look at the color broad.
All right. We also got to talk about Celine Dion.
Celine lost her fucking mind.
Obviously, all the celebrities getting involved, and...
yeah.
It just makes for some very, very interesting talk.
She was pretty broken up.
Let's just say that. But Celine Dion, lost her mind on Larry King the other night.
Celine Dion! Wonderful.
Could you think of two more irrelevant people than her and him?
Just sitting there kibitzing. Shut up. Exactly. Kibitz. Stop it. Ugh. No one wants to hear what you two have to think.
Coffee clutch. Or clutch. Or clutch, whatever
coffee
it is.
Clock.
What is it called?
It's a coffee shock. That's what it's called. It's coffee clutch, I think.
Oh, is it clutch?
Coffee clutch.
Hey, as we go to break, the Arthur...
Dutch clutch. All day long.
As we go to break, the Arthur Chien sign is now up to $610.
See? It's famous now.
It just went up another $50. The Opie and Anthony auction, you can get to it by going to opieandanthony.com. But how pissed off is, what's his name there from the MDA?
Oh, Jerry?
Did they even have that this year?
Yeah, they did.
Oh.
I only caught...
Do we have audio?
I don't know. I only caught a few minutes of it. It is the worst show that they put on ever. I saw Jerry once. I watched a total of probably 45 minutes of it throughout the day, clicking on and checking. And I saw Jerry once the whole time. The rest of it was the local New York affiliate with Tony Orlando and some other guy. Yeah. And the acts they would bring on, dude, they had a group of young tap dancers that came on and tap danced, and then they had some Guido Guinea from Brooklyn looking guy singing some Italian songs or something. No one you've ever heard of, no one you would care to see. Rejects from a high school talent show. That's the type of talent that's supposed to captivate you long enough to keep you watching.
They gave up on celebrities and real talent at least 15 to 20 years ago, as far as this MDA Telathon
not that long ago. I won't say that long ago.
10 years?
10 years probably. But I remember seeing things like, years and years ago, like they would bring out the Coochie Coochie girl, Charo.
Sure.
Now you're talking some big-time celebrities. You'd see a Tony Bennett would come out or something. Now you don't get anybody.
Tony Orlando is no small catch.
Well,
you think a lot of these celebrities secretly are saying behind the scenes, hey, look, we gave it the old college try, but we're not seeing a lot of progress here considering all the airtime that this telethon has gotten over the years.
I think that's annoying a lot of people. I think they get most of their money from corporate donations that come in. You get the big. You ever see every year they got the, hi, my name's Peter, and we're here for McDonald's to give money to Jerry's kids, and our donation is. Shut up! And he has the big check, and he hands it over, and that's where they get their money now. I think most of the people in America are just kind of like, eh.
I saw a commercial for the telethon, and with all this Katrina coverage, you're thinking, oh boy, poor Jerry, Poor Jerry, because everyone is just focused on the Red Cross and Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah, I heard him.
I thought he died, actually. Someone said to me he died, and for the last week I've wondered, has Jerry Lewis died? And then you just say, and I'm like, all right, he must be alive. I forgot to ask.
He was alive over the weekend.
No, he was trying to spin it. I saw an interview or something where basically he was saying some of the proceeds this year will go, to the the victims of Hurricane Katrina. Because he had to tie it in somehow because
they did I think their first couple of hours or something that they did, all the money went. I think $3 million they raised, and it went to Katrina. And then they came up short this year, though. They didn't make as much as they made last year. I think a lot of people are kind of hurting from the Katrina thing. Sure. They're giving and decided to make a choice, and MDA lost out. And like Opie said, a lot of people are looking and going, how many goddamn years? This might just be one of those diseases. Look, sorry, there ain't no cure. Sorry.
Someone just told me a story about Jerry Lewis, because I like him, and somebody who said that there's some comedian walked up to him, like he was eating one time, and said, Jerry, I just want you to know that I'm a comic, I love you, and I've loved you. And Jerry was eating, and he didn't even look up, he just went, walk away. Walk away. While he was still eating.
Mom! I'm not the Lord, I have to do this now. It's impossible, I'm trying to tell you that. What do you want? You want the tears to come out of my eyes?
Walk away.
Just walk away.
Just walk away.
Just walk away.
Hey, all kidding aside, Tony Orlando and Don do Knock 3 Times. I always love that song, except for the pipe clink I loathe.
Twice on the pipe.
Clank, clank.
That's if the answer's no.
I know, but if the answer's yes, she's supposed to knock on the ceiling, because apparently she's 6'5".
But the point I'm trying to make, there's a lot of people that support other diseases out there, and they got to be really pissed off at the coverage the MDA gets every single year.
Every year, but it really isn't getting the coverage it used to. It really has it's fading away a little bit. I remember growing up, it was a big thing every year. It's like the muscular dystrophy telethon was a big thing. Everyone had it on at their house when you visited grandma and stuff. It was on. And
you begged mommy and daddy to stay up late.
Yeah, let me watch.
I want to see the overnight hours.
Yeah, that's when they bring out the good people. And, now barely gets any coverage. The TV stations don't want to donate as much time, so it's shorter than it used to be. And I don't know what Jerry's doing, but you barely saw him. You barely saw him. And Ed McMahon, my God, go into hiding like Johnny did. He wasted away. he can't talk anymore. He's known as being an announcer. Every time he talks, his voice is cracking. It's all raspy. And now let's go to the tote, Jerry. All crackly. Poor bastard.
That time is a bitch.
Oh, no one conquers it.
You know, we were talking about Bob Denver to start the show, dead at 70, Gilligan, and they were showing some file footage of the guy. That was pretty recent, and he was still wearing the Gilligan hat. And you know, it was someone's idea, you know, to put it on for some stupid interview.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
Every time he was on camera, he had to be in the Gilligan hat.
Hated that show. Hated it.
It was so bad.
Why?
It was so bad. Ugh. It's on in reruns. I cannot watch it ever. Will not
laughter.
Watch it. Horrible.
It's like Ben in an echoey room.
All right, let's say hi to Keith in Jersey. Keith, what's up?
Yo, the telethon was like the Gong show without the fucking gong.
Was it that bad?
It was horrible. I was waiting for like Gene the dancing machine to come out or something.
Really?
With no legs anymore. Gene's dead, by the way.
Hey, I'm glad to see that it's safe enough for the real anchors to now go down to Houston and New Orleans and all that. You know, you had all the young go-getters for the first week of the hurricane coverage, and now they're bringing in their big guns. I see Katie Kirk is at the Houston Astrodome.
Katie's down there?
Doing some reports. Now that it's all safe and nothing too crazy is going to happen.
No, not there.
Got to give credit to some of these other guys, like Shepard Smith. Love him or hate him. That guy was on a balcony as the hurricane was coming through New Orleans.
Shep.
He was there. And then he's hanging on an overpass for days on end.
Shep's a whore, though.
They all are, but...
He is a whore.
But at least he was in the middle of the shit when it was really bad.
Yeah, he was. I'll give him that.
All right, why don't we take a break? When we get back, we got to get right to the Celine Dion audio.
On Larry King.
We went off on a dumb little tangent here, so quick break. We'll also do an auction update, hopefully, the Opie and Anthony auction. If you want to bid on some of the fine items, go to opieandanthony.com. There's a link to get to it, and all the money, of course, is going to Hurricane Katrina help there. Yes, Jimmy.
And also, when we come back, Dwight's going to give us an update on the turkey shoot.
Poor Eric thought he could get a haircut and no one would notice, but that ain't the case today. Like Aldo and Shepard Smith losing it on Hannity and Combs, Anthony. This is the audio you wanted?
Yes, I wanted taser audio.
No, that's not what I just said.
I have no idea what you said. I was reading about... I'm reading instant feedbacks.
Yeah.
And you did something, you put something in the machine, and I made an assumption that it was the taser audio and went with it. I was not listening. Write it down on the not listening sheet.
Yeah.
What did you ask for?
Are we doing a not listening segment, hopefully, in the near future?
It'll probably take longer to come up with than bombs or flubs.
Yeah, all right.
But, yeah, we should definitely have a not listening.
I said that you wanted the Geraldo and Shepard Smith losing it audio.
That too.
All right. I guess they were on Hannity and Combs.
Yeah.
And they went off on what's going down there in New Orleans.
Geraldo, by the way, one of the biggest media whores ever. He had a scene over the weekend where they put this ultra close-up on him holding a small little black child right next to his face. And he wanted the shot. It got to the point where it got blurry. It was so close that they had to pull back a little bit. It was Geraldo's face, the little black child held up to his cheek, and Geraldo trying his hardest to cry. He was trying to squeeze a tear out and talking about the child and the children. And he is the worst, the biggest whore out there.
All right, well, let's go to the audio. Here's the first clip. Geraldo describing the horrible situation.
Earlier today, Geraldo.
Sean, I can't emphasize what Shep just said enough. He said it exactly right. There is no earthly answer that anyone can understand why these people, after 6 days, are still in this filthy filthy, miserable convention center. Why are they still here? There's the freeway here. I tell you what I would have done. What I would still do. I would say, let them walk out of here. Let them walk away from the filth. Let them walk away from the devastation. Let them walk away from the dead bodies in here. They say they're on the second floor in the freezer. I've been on the first floor. It's like Willowbrook in there.
All right. Now he's got to harken back to his award-winning special investigative report he did on Willowbrook, the mental institution. That was in the 70s, wasn't it?
I believe so. Late 70s, maybe?
He busted that whole story wide open as a young go-getter back in the 70s. The abuses going on at Willowbrook.
You know they're going to knock down the Superdome?
Are they?
Yeah.
I figured after that.
Really?
Yeah, the damage was that bad.
Jesus Christ.
They're knocking it down.
Good job, people.
Plus the memories, the dead bodies, too. You just awful. You got to
like 10 people died in there. But we want to save the footprints. Shut up.
They're going to knock it
if
down.
If they start that shit, this whole country is just going to be footprints of disasters after a while.
Yep.
Don't walk there.
It just seems like, I don't know. They don't want us pointing fingers yet, but we should start pointing soon. It just seems like local government down there just had no effing clue.
Terrible.
I've had a lot of time to think this over, Opie. And I had a lot of harsh remarks for the president and the administration last week.
Yeah.
And I still do. Don't get me wrong. But I think the American public has to understand something. That the government, this all-knowing, all-encompassing being that is supposed to nurture us and cuddle us in times of terror and horror, are all made up of the same assholes you go to work with on a daily basis. It runs exactly like your workplace does. It's the same thing. It's people going to work. It's not this celestial body of all-knowing people that know exactly what to do at the right time, right place. And when disaster strikes, I think instead of being so disappointed that so much shit didn't work, people ought to be happy that anything worked. Because by nature, shit will just fuck up. The best plans you make will fuck up. And I think a lot of that is what we're seeing here. It just doesn't work that way. It didn't work on 9/11. There weren't rocket launchers on the roof of the Pentagon ready to shoot down planes and on the White House like we all assumed there would be. Growing up, we talked about that in the past. You always thought if some invasion attack tried to happen in Washington on the White House, that there were all these secret contraptions that popped out of the ground and off of rooftops and would just wipe it out. Well, we learned that isn't true. And we learned that the government really doesn't know as much as we hoped they would. And we learned with this that they don't react as quickly as we would like them to.
But they sure know how to control the news media.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You're trying to tell me that Rehnquist just happened to die?
Oh, you think they offed him?
Why not?
Like Mulder.
I was joking about that when all this went down. It was such an ugly scene for the government. I think, I don't know if this made the air, but I'm like, this would be a perfect time to get Osama.
Well, getting Osama and an old guy riddled with cancer dying seems to be...
I'm just saying, if you did have Osama, like, on ice, like a lot of people think,
yeah,
it would be the time to bring him out to knock this off the news and the front page of all the newspapers. But instead, they settled for Rehnquist.
I found Osama, and I'm appointing him Supreme Court Justice.
Instead, they got Rehnquist.
Yeah.
Because that knocked this story to the second story on a lot of networks for a while.
a day or two, yeah. Yeah, it did.
Can I say that the last time I laughed out loud watching Leno like a week and a half ago when he talked about Rehnquist? He said, William Rehnquist said that there's a lot of rumors that he's retired. He said, William Rehnquist came out and said he's not retiring. That was just a vicious rumor started by his mortician. About a week ago on the Tonight Show.
Leno's dark.
It really made me laugh.
Wow.
And then here he is a week later in a box.
There, I'm telling you, Sean and Alan, this is you cannot deny that it's 6 days since this natural disaster befell New Orleans. What has happened since is as bad or worse than what Mother Nature did. It's just, I can't understand that. I've only been here in Louisiana for less than a day. I left New York yesterday. But coming to the convention center, it is as if time stopped. It's as if I'm back and it's Wednesday. I saw Fox News on Wednesday, and people were here at this building, the convention center, saying, get us out of here, help us, help us. And now it's 48 hours after that, and the people are still here. None of them, as far as I know, not a single one has been bussed out of here. They're all still here. Why is that? God, I wish I knew. I wish someone could tell me. Where are the buses? There are so many buses that could, where are the, we had a flight 159th Fighter Wing, Louisiana came down, and they were bringing in doctors and medical supplies and kicking off the MREs out of the helicopters, but none of the people are there.
I mean, obviously they're overwhelmed down there, though.
Yeah.
It seems like they should have responded a lot faster, but
yeah,
when they started responding, it's like, how do you evacuate a whole city?
Yeah. It doesn't work that way is the problem, and people really don't want to accept the fact that this is how the government works. This is how it works. It's very difficult to sit there and watch this and just realize, sorry, this is the way it is. Petrifies people. But it is. Disaster strikes, you got problems.
Look at this. Look at this little baby. There's so many little babies. Here. Tell me, how old is this baby?
He's 15 months.
15 months, okay. I got a baby. You know I have a baby. And you see, there are so many babies here. It's just not, it's not, it's not a question of objectivity. It's a question of reality. This is, how do you, I don't know, man. Let them walk out of here. Let them walk the hell out of here. Let them get on that interstate and walk someplace. Walk to the Walmart on the other side of the river.
Absolutely
walk to some other town. Walk someplace where you can help them. All you got here is thousands and thousands of people who have desperate needs 6 days later. These people in the same clothes. What do you think they're going to the bathroom? They don't wash their hands. They don't wash their face. These babies. What the hell?
It sounds great, but where are they going to walk to? Geraldo?
That's where Geraldo started crying. He put the baby up to his face.
Right.
And just starts crying.
Where are these people supposed to walk to?
Yeah. They're all weak, no food. Where are they supposed to walk to after they walk out? Just let them walk out of here. Where? Where are they going?
It's such
And Humongous comes with all of his guys on the motorcycles. They kill everyone. Just don't steal the fuel because there's sand in the truck. But it makes a big problem for the people, and they're just left stranded out in the desert to get hit with a crossbow and raped.
All right, Geraldo, hang on right there. We go back to Shepard. Smith is also in New Orleans. Shepard.
They won't let them walk out of there because I'm standing right above that convention center. And what they've done is they've locked them in there. The government said, you go here and you'll get help. Or you go in that Superdome and you'll get help. And they didn't get help. They got locked in there and they watched people being killed around them. And they watched people starving. And they watched elderly people not get any medicine. And now they know it's happening because we've been telling them repeatedly over and over every day. And you know what they're doing now? And I'm not blaming anyone. I'm telling you what's happening. They have set up a checkpoint at the bottom of this bridge. This is the bridge that takes you from New Orleans over into Gretna, from Orleans Parish into Jefferson's Parish. It's the only way out. It's the connection to the rest of the world. And they've set up a checkpoint, and anyone who walks up out of that city now is turned around. You are not allowed to go to Gretna, Louisiana from New Orleans, Louisiana. Over there, there's hope. Over there, there's electricity. Over there, there's food and water. But you cannot go from there to there. I think the government will not allow you to do it. It's a fact.
Wow. Wow. It sounds like a movie, you
Wouldn't
know?
let them leave.
I want to get some perspective here because earlier today the images.
That is perspective.
Hang on a second.
That is all the perspective you need.
Hang on a second. I want to get perspective in this sense. That earlier today Fox was showing the images of the convoys, of the people getting in there. With the convoys, there was food, there was medicine, there was water, and there were supplies. So obviously we are getting a lot closer than we were. So what is it going to take? What is the time frame? Is anybody saying that we're going to get that was going in there today to the people that you're talking about?
No idea.
No idea. Okay. Because that's what needs to be done. Obviously, it's clear that there is an effort.
You hit the nail on the head. We've been saying that's what needs to be done every day. Everyone here knows that's what needs to be done. I'm sure every caring human being who's out here volunteering his time, or who wears a badge for a living because he loves his fellow man, or who goes out to fight fires because he loves his fellow man, wants people to get help, but they're not getting it.
So what he's saying is take out that checkpoint and let thousands of people, among them are obviously murderers and rapists, because there was a number of murders and rapes at the convention center. Let them walk into an area that has electricity and has goods and services to do what? To do what?
Yeah.
What about the people that are living there?
Yeah.
Don't they have to be protected? You can't just let them walk into a parish that has all the goods and services left. You have to isolate, but you had to get them food and water. That was the thing, not let them walk out of there. Now you're spreading the problem out to another area. Stop it.
All right, we go back to Geraldo. Geraldo, you there?
Sean, look. Sean, just take a look. Take a look.
Baby.
I want everyone in the world to see 6 days after Katrina swept through this city, 5 days after the levee collapsed, this baby, how old is this baby?
10 months old.
And where's you're missing twins?
Yes.
Of course you do. And you have another 10 fucking kids also that are missing. How many kids do these fucking people have? I've had it already. Did you watch? Come on. I've been watching the news the whole time. There was a woman.
They like to have big families.
11 children. She's like, I came out with my 11 children. My mouth hit the floor. 11 children. No wonder they're impoverished. Have 1, 2 kids and raise them. What the fuck? What are you doing? They gotta have 15 kids, everybody.
So it's their fault that they decide to have 11 kids?
It absolutely is. Their fault that they have that many children. Oh, what about the children? What about them? Stop having them. Oh, my God.
In Louisiana, the state bird is actually an elephant with 10 kids. That's all these fat fucks do is eat food and fuck. That's all they do in Louisiana.
They are really not garnering a lot of sympathy is what they're doing. They're really not. It's kind of, you watch it, and I mean, you try your darndest. I was right there at the beginning.
You don't get sad when you see the kids?
Not when there's 11 children. Not when they didn't leave with 11 kids. You got 11 friggin' children and you didn't leave. And if you couldn't leave, it's because you had 11 children.
What if it's 7 kids?
Too many.
5.
There are people in this country that don't have more than 2 kids.
She goes. Here's the rest of the Geraldo clip about the 11 kids or whatever. Or I don't know where we're at with this.
Yes, this is my youngest grandson, and this is their brothers. We got separated.
All right, they're separate. I hope to God, I'm so glad they're not here. They're not here. They're not here at hell on earth. But here, hold this, honey. What's your name?
My name is Anna Lee.
Okay. Look in the face of the baby. This is it. This is it. No sugarcoating. No political spin. No Republicans or Democrats. People suffering. Let them go. Let them out of here. Let them go.
Let
them walk
people
over
go,
this
man.
Interstate and let them out of here.
Question to Geraldo. Did he bring this family back to his fine hotel room?
Yeah, Geraldo.
Did you, Geraldo?
This is what it's about. The babies.
What did he...
Thousands upon thousands of babies.
What did he do when the camera was off? Did he bring the baby back to his hotel?
Living in poverty. Living in poverty, yet they could have 11 kids and eat to the point of obesity. That whole goddamn city is obese.
It's awful.
Every woman they showed. All right, I'm generalizing. It isn't every, of course.
It's a fine city.
But a large portion of the female population there are trucks. Big obese. They qualify as being obese, and they have multiple children. And what? They're in poverty. They can't pay for this? How are they affording that much food to get that fat? And how are they affording to have so many children?
Isn't that one of the fattest states of the nation?
Has to be. Has to be.
But that's how they choose to live their lives. What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
What's the big
How about
deal?
a lot of it's on the public dole? How about it makes evacuation a little harder? This is called what do they call that? Survival of the fittest.
If they were all marathon runners in that city, it still would have been a problem.
No, they'd all be out of there. They'll be able to run across that bridge.
I just have more empathy for hot chicks.
Well, that too.
She's holding up signs now. What does that sign read?
Enforced abortion.
She wants to.
What?
She wants to probably have some kind of law that says that people have to be given abortions.
Holy crap. All right, we really should take a break so we could get to this nutcase. and I miss hanging out with you.
You know who they are?
Have you heard of our Opie and Anthony auction, Ron and Fez?
Yeah.
Are they taking off their clothes?
Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, probably. Why?
Raising thousands of dollars for the troubled down there in the Gulf Coast.
We got some good items up for bid.
We do? When were those added?
And we're going to add more on Friday, but the link's on opieandanthony.com if you want to check out the Opie and Anthony auction. But I guess these two know Norton, and they got some items that they want to add to the auction.
Oh, wow, okay.
Don't you know who that is right there?
Yeah.
Oh, Girlfriend Week.
Really infuriated me the most in the news was...
This is news and commentary.
Was
the professor still alive?
No. With
Why couldn't he make a cure for Gilligan?
No. What Kanye West went on the air during that fundraiser and did, which I found to be just one of the most despicable things. You know, you get all these...
What did he do?
They're having a fundraiser. What I saw on the TV was Kanye West, Mike Myers, and Chris Tucker. And Kanye West, you know, Mike Myers does his little spiel. Kanye West goes on and starts blaming George Bush and saying that if it was a white state, Bush would have stepped in. Wow. And, you know, the whole storm or the whole hurricane is George Bush's fault. And George Bush hates black people.
With my weather machine, I'll destroy the world.
And when as soon as he said that...
Simon Bar Sinister? Is that where you're going? Simon Bar Bush.
So as soon as he said that, you know, he's trying to infuriate black people, saying by George Bush hates black people. As soon as he said that, they pull the camera away from him, goes to Mike Myers. Mike Myers just looks stunned, doesn't know what to do. Goes to Chris Tucker, who also looks stunned, doesn't really know what to say. I mean,
he's an Uncle Tom, though.
What?
Chris Tucker.
The thing is that you're going to get all these black people pissed off. And
we don't want that.
Well, no, maybe they'll give a little more money, but the white people are going to get disgusted and give less money. So that's the effect of brilliant Kanye West.
First of all, Bush wouldn't have acted faster if it was a white state. If it was a white state, God wouldn't have let it happen.
Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. But I mean, he could have acted. Yeah. Well, he wants the black vote. There's more black Republicans now than ever, so it's not a black and white thing. He wants the black vote.
He wants the black. Who wants the black vote?
There's more black Republicans.
Why does Bush want any vote? He's done.
Yes.
He's done.
Oh, is it his second term?
It's his second term. There's no vote left.
Remember when he promised less black people and taxes?
All right.
He's doing point, no point.
He still wants
right now.
He still wants the black approval. Or maybe.
Why does he want the
we
black?
All,
you know what?
We all do.
They're not going to visit the library.
Maybe he would have kicked in sooner. Then I forgot that was his second.
Yeah. Why don't we go to the Kanye West audio?
Let's hear the audio.
I got it. All right.
You got it?
I got it.
You
just sit back and listen.
I hate the way they portray us in the media. We see a black family, it says they're looting. See a white family, it says they're looking for food. It's about 5 days because most of the people are black. And even for me to I would be a hypocrite because I've tried to come away from the teaching TV because it's so hard to watch. I've even been shopping before even getting a donation. So now I'm calling a business manager right now to see what's the biggest amount I can give. And just to imagine how I was down there. And those are many people down there. So anybody out there that wants to do anything we can help with the setup that we can set up to help the poor. I mean, this is Red Cross is doing everything they can. We already realize a lot of the people that can help are at war right now, fighting another way. And they've given them permission to go down and shoot us.
What?
And so, but even many ways more profoundly devastating is the lasting damage to the survivors' will to rebel and remain against.
Yeah, baby, yeah.
Southern Louisiana and Mississippi may not be the most tragic loss of all. George Bush doesn't
Please call.
Please call.
Please call.
All right, there.
All right, I mean,
Very uncomfortable moment.
Mike
there
Myers
for
should have gone into a delightful Scottish accent.
yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. He's saying that it's racist to show pictures of black people looting. If they're looting, it's news. They're doing it. So how the hell is it racist to show pictures of what's going on?
If Mike Myers...
I mean, it's just ridiculous. You're going to get white people pissed off, and they're the ones that have the money, and they're going to give less money. I have a little analogy for you.
Right.
Thank God. So, I think in this country, if you're a minority, we already went back in the 60s. We gave you some civil rights. So now everyone's all,
That was a gift from us to you.
Enjoy.
Bring her out. We
freed them. We let them vote. And so if you are going to be a minority in this country, you better set an example. You better be better than the white man because you're coming from, you're starting at a lower point. It's going to be more of a struggle. I'm not saying you're less than, but I'm saying, all right, here's my analogy. If you are a farmer, you sell a bunch of other shit. You don't sell apples. So you buy apples from another farmer. If you consistently get a bunch of apples from this farmer, and there's always a few bad apples in the bunch, it'll make the whole thing rotten.
I saw Mr. Douglas give the same speech on Green Acres.
When you get a few bad apples in the bunch, it makes all the apples look bad.
And don't say apples, say watermelons.
So when you get assholes like Kanye West, saying it's racist to show them looting, if they weren't looting, we wouldn't be able to show them looting.
Right.
And you know what? I've never been to a movie theater where I couldn't watch a movie
Here it
because
goes.
there was a white family talking.
You go, girl! Jimmy the Greek has been vindicated.
Am I still
I
on?
love it.
Oh, am I still on? And
Go ahead,
they're
go on,
shooting
leave
at the helicopters trying to come in and help the people.
Because you know how they are.
Yeah,
I understand.
They only shot at it because they didn't know what it was.
Yeah, we get it. Well, that is a great analogy, actually, that a few bad apples spoil the whole bunch.
Yeah.
They're certainly applauding in the South right now.
Right.
And now, and
segregation now, segregation tomorrow.
That they're only taking pictures of the black people looting, and they're not taking pictures of the white people looting. Like, they just have an asshole.
You don't want some kind of conglomerated, mulata, mongrel class of apple.
The Macintosh and the Red Granny. Oh, wait. Wait, is that a Red Granny?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Granny
Smith.
Macintosh and Red Granny. Sorry. It was the Red Granny. I'm sorry. Apologize.
I mean, if it wasn't a poor state, then the state would have kicked into action sooner. It's a state thing, which took 5 days.
All right, we get your point.
I liked you better when you were coked up.
Oh,
I really did.
What do you think about the whole New Orleans thing? How the government reacted to it, Colin?
I mean, I just thought it was a shame. Like they said, if they were white, they would have rescued them faster. But if they were white, they wouldn't have shot at the medevac helicopters. So, I mean, it's kind of a touch-and-go situation either way.
Yeah, that did seem a little odd.
Yo.
People are shooting at the people that are there to help.
Exactly.
It was just a few bad apples.
A few bad apples.
Bad apples? Is that what we're...
Just a few bad
Yeah,
apples.
well, you know how people are when they're scared? People get scared and they do silly things.
Yeah. Yo, Tremaine, light him up. SOS, motherfucker.
You took advantage of the situation at hand.
Right.
Yeah.
It wasn't looting. It was getting supplies.
Oh, boy.
They needed food, maybe some clothing. Apparently they found the Tech 9. Apparently they found in one of the shelters. They found a huge bag full of jewelry with the price tags on it, and no one seems to be claiming it. That was in the news yesterday.
That's my ice. Nobody gonna touch it.
Well, you need that. There's a whole. Once the government breaks down, there's a whole different monetary system, which includes, I think, sneakers and shirts, TVs, and jewelry.
I know. I was telling
like
Keith,
cigarettes in the joint.
I told Keith, I said, I thought black people couldn't swim. You guys are like Olympic champions with those 3 DVD players on your back.
Wow.
Wowie.
Yeah.
Oh, boy, I've never seen people in the project could jumpstart $1 million speedboat like that. Grew up in Newport.
Everything in this country now, it doesn't matter what it is, has to be divided down racial lines.
That's correct.
It doesn't matter that the hurricane hit in an impoverished area, and that's why many of the people were black. A lot of people would have you believe that it was some wacky weather machine, government weather machine, that was attacking black people.
CIA.
Right, mofo.
I tried to offer, I actually gave money, and I also I offered my home, and they sent it back.
Really?
I'd like somebody to live in my home because I put it on the bottom. They said you can't put "must be hot" on the bottom. So if they don't want to compromise,
why can't you pick and choose who you want living in your house?
There's a lot of hotties in Mississippi. A lot of those little girls running around. Help them out.
As long as they're young, because the second they hit 20, they gain 500 pounds.
Yeah, but I put them on my dental, and that's the most important thing.
Did you guys hear or watch Keith Olbermann last night and his rant?
Who is he?
He's on MSNBC, right?
He's that dummy that used to run SportsCenter?
Yeah, he used to do, exactly. He was on ESPN. And
I know the name, but I don't know him.
And now he does serious talk.
He's supposed to be a Stitch, but I've never seen him.
Actually, his show is pretty entertaining.
Yeah?
So what did he say last night?
Well, last night he just absolutely went off and just started ranting. And
angry about...
pretty much blaming Bush.
Oh, yeah, Bush was really responsible for the whole thing.
Where was the help, Carl? Where was the help 4 days later? 5 days we need to get troops in there and with food and water for our brethren?
Yes, that's true, but, I mean, let's face it is kind of hard to be enthusiastic about going in when people are taking pot shots at the medevacs.
Well, they weren't taking pot shots until the medevac got there.
Oh.
See, what maybe if they had arrived sooner... the people wouldn't be so rambunctious.
That's a good point. But I'd like to blame everybody except Bush. But he certainly, the guy was on vacation. He left a few days early.
All right, now you're making
sense. And I heard
sense.
Condoleezza Rice was so distraught she didn't enjoy the second half of Spamalot.
Yeah, that was not a good photo op for her that day.
There's a photo of her coming out of Spamalot.
As New Orleans is falling down and
people are dying.
And then she's shoe shopping.
Right.
Life goes on.
You gotta
Even
move ahead.
Kanye said he was shopping first.
Well, why don't we listen to some of this Keith Olbermann
All right, let's
audio
listen.
here.
He's
also on this point, this is not typically a newscast of commentary. I can recall only twice previously offering such perspectives, but something that Homeland Security Secretary Chertoff said at his news conference Saturday made this necessary.
Louisiana is a city that is largely underwater.
It's a country.
Well, there's your problem right there. If ever a slip of the tongue defined a government's response to a crisis, forget the history of slashed federal budgets for projects that might have saved the levees. Drop the imagery of the government watching Monty Python's flying circus while New Orleans drowned. Ignore the symbol of bureaucrats like Mr. Chertoff using only the future tense in terms of relief that they could have supplied last Monday and Tuesday. We no longer need the president sounding like he's on some sort of 5-day tape delay to summarize this debacle. We now have Mr. Chertoff's indelible announcement that Louisiana is a city. Politician after politician, Republican and Democrat alike, has paraded before us, unwilling or unable to shut off the I-me switch in their heads, condescendingly telling us about how moved they were or how devastated they were, congenitally incapable of telling the difference between the destruction of a city and the opening of a new supermarket somewhere. And as that sorry recital of self-absorption dragged on, I have resisted editorial comment. The focus needed to be on the efforts to save the stranded. Even television's meager powers were correctly devoted to telling the stories of the twin disasters, natural and government-made. But now, at last, it has stopped getting exponentially worse in Mississippi and Alabama and New Orleans and Louisiana, the state, not the city. And having given our leaders what we now know is the week or so they need to get their acts together, that period of editorial silence I mentioned should come to an end. No one is suggesting that mayors or governors in the afflicted areas nor the federal government should be able to stop hurricanes. Lord knows no one is suggesting that we should ever prioritize levee improvement for a below sea level city ahead of $454 million worth of trophy bridges for the politicians of Alaska. But nationally, these are leaders who won re-election last year largely by portraying their opponents as incapable of keeping this country safe.
Oh, my God.
These are leaders who regularly pressure the news media in this country to report the reopening of a school or a power station in Iraq, and which regularly defies its citizens not to stand up and cheer when something like that is accomplished. Yet they couldn't even keep one school or power station from being devastated by infrastructure collapse in New Orleans, even though the government had heard all the chatter from the scientists and city planners and hurricane centers, and some group whose purposes the government couldn't quite discern, a group called the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Most chillingly of all, this is the law and order and terror government. It promised protection, or at least amelioration, against all threats, conventional, radiological, or biological. It has just proved that it cannot save its citizens from a biological weapon called standing water. Mr. Bush has now twice insisted that, quote, we are not satisfied, unquote, with the response to the manifold tragedies along the Gulf Coast. I wonder which we he thinks he's speaking for on this point. Perhaps it's the administration, although we still don't know where some of them are.
God.
Anybody seen the vice president lately? The man whose message this time last year was, I'll protect you, the other guy might let you die? I don't know which we Mr. Bush meant. For many of this country's citizens, the mantra has been, as we were taught in social studies, it should always be, whether or not I voted for this president, he is still...
A minute? I can't take it anymore. This is the most uninteresting drivel I've ever heard being played. This isn't even shit you can comment on.
I wish you got raped at the Superdome.
Holy shit! Shut the fuck up!
He accuses politicians of being self-involved. And
here he is with
this babbling rant.
Not only that, but he's saying, oh, politicians, they watch their words so they don't get... Yeah, because people like you say Louisiana's a state, like that embodies the,
right.
You know.
Oh, my God, he just went on and on. I could not take it anymore.
There's a self-righteousness in the country. It's unbelievable, man. Everybody gets on there on their fucking soapbox.
Yeah.
It's really nauseating to me.
Well, that's what our job is, too, Colin.
No, it's not.
Hop up on a soapbox.
No, you're supposed to bust balls.
Bust balls. Who's this guy now? Wants to come? The guy obviously.
What do you have? You have a problem with Han and his Bush bashing? That
liberal. Not Bush bashing, but it's all coming out in the news right now that the governor of Louisiana, she never signed the evacuation order for the projects, even though she was urged like days before. It took her 4 days to officially sign an evacuation order from the inner cities in Louisiana. And she also never signed the evacuation orders for any of the old folks' homes down there.
I'm not bashing. I'm not bashing Bush. I'm not bashing Bush. I'm not bashing anybody. The fact of the matter is, people put too much confidence and faith in the government and the way it is, and think that they're supposed to swoop in before a disaster or avoid a disaster, or avoid death and destruction. That's just not the case. The truth of the matter is, you got to take care of yourself in the times of disaster, and the government is there to clean up the mess afterwards. That's their job. It's very hard to predict what's going to happen, how bad something's going to be, and when something happens, it's your job to be smart enough to get the fuck out of the way of it, or resilient enough to live through it and move on with the government's help afterwards. It's very hard to point a finger and say people should have, could have, would have. That's my stand. I still think Bush is an asshole.
Black people are great swimmers with DVD strapped to their bags.
Very funny, Colin Quinn, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he'll be at the Stress Factory all weekend long. Colin
why don't you drive up, kid?
All right, bro. Thank you.
Likes the cut of your jib.
Let's see if Keith Olbermann makes a point here.
Yeah. All right.
Whether or not I voted for this president, he is still my president. I suspect anybody who had to give him that benefit of the doubt stopped doing so last week. I suspect also a lot of his supporters, looking ahead to 08, are wondering how they can distance themselves from the two words which will define his government, our government, New Orleans. For him, it is a shame in all senses of the word. A few changes of pronouns in there, and he might not have looked so much like a 21st century Marie Antoinette. All that was needed was just a quick, I'm not satisfied with my government's response. Instead of hiding behind phrases like, no one could have foreseen, had he only remembered Churchill's quote from the 1930s. The responsibility of government for the public safety, Churchill said, is absolute and requires no mandate. It is, in fact, the prime object for which governments come into existence. In forgetting that, the current administration did not merely damage itself. It damaged our confidence in our ability to rely on whoever is in the White House. As we emphasized to you here all last week, the realities of the region are such that New Orleans is going to be largely uninhabitable for a lot longer than anybody is yet willing to recognize. Lord knows when the last body will be found, or the last artifact of the levee break dug up. Could be next March, could be the year 2100. By then, in the muck and toxic mire of New Orleans, they may even find our government's credibility somewhere in the city of Louisiana.
Woo! Oh, that's really amazing.
How many times did he have that dramatic end and then just kept going? Like you thought it was over. And then he just kept going.
What was he trying to say there?
He's trying to say that, first of all, the government's really been oppressing the news, trying to get them to do all those stories about building schools and hospitals. Well, I haven't seen one in 5 years, so I guess they're not that scary and totalitarian stupid.
I haven't seen
one part. Because every time I just got back from Iraq and Afghanistan again, and I'm not saying that for praise, but I just got back, and then that's what their biggest complaint is, that they never see any positive stories. They're not saying hide the negative stuff, but there's no positive stories out of there. So what's he talking about?
No. Did you see anything positive when you were there?
I saw plenty of positivity.
Yeah?
Sure.
What's going on?
Well, it's interesting you say that. Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just,
Were you prepared for that question, Colin?
No, I wasn't.
I don't know. It's just like, what happened?
Yeah, tell us something.
I've seen a lot of positivity. I saw people giving the old thumbs up.
Oh, the thumbs up.
Hearty winks.
I like a hearty wink.
They were rebuilding roads. Then when somebody gets shot, like 2 soldiers got killed in Afghanistan when I was there building a road, and then the paper's like, oh, they were killed in a firefight. Come on. Say they were building a road, that's why they got killed. You know what I mean? That's one of the big complaints.
Does it really matter to the family?
Well, it matters to the family, yeah.
Yeah.
They don't want it to look like it's a crossfire attack where they're shooting at each other. If you're doing something good and you get blindsided, I would think it matters.
Oh, okay. I see your point now.
You know what I'm saying?
You're just trying to build a road, help the people out there, and they're shooting at you. Like New Orleans.
Who'd you go over there with, Mr. Big Shot?
Let's say hi to Eric in Colorado. Eric.
Hey, morning, boys.
Hey,
man.
Hey, Anthony, I just want to make a comment here, and actually this goes to everybody. Everybody's been coming down hard because it took the feds 4 days to get in there, but there's a little federal law called the Posse Comitatus Act.
Hakuna Matata. Yeah.
Which prevents the federal government from stepping in unless they are specifically requested by the governor of a state.
Mm-hmm.
The law was enacted following the Civil War, and it's actually...
When did the governor ask for help, sir?
She never requested federal...
Stop it! Stop it! Stop
it!
Where did you get that information? She absolutely did.
Oh...
She was asking for help before the hurricane even hit.
But it does not require that. She has to declare a state of emergency.
Oh, is that it? It was a friggin' a little problem with words? Yeah. She didn't say, may I?
It's because of the way the law is written.
That is crap, sir.
No, that is not.
That is bullshit. So what you're saying is if this country's invaded, if Al-Qaeda comes up through Mexico and invades Texas and kills the governor, that the federal government can't move troops into fucking Texas. Hey, shithead, I'm talking. Can't move troops into Texas because the governor didn't ask for it, right?
That is a different situation.
It is not.
That is an invasion by a terrorist
subsidiary.
What if it's within? What if it's a militia group from the United States that then takes over a state?
If it occurs from within our borders, or is a natural disaster under the Posse Comitatus Act.
It's Comitatus.
Humana Matata.
If you mention that Lion King law one more time, sir, I'm going to smash your teeth with the phone.
It's Posse Comitatus.
Law. No, it's not Posse Comitatus.
All right,
they changed it.
No, it ain't.
Let's go to Coke Logic from Whackbag. Coke Logic.
Hey, what's going on? This is Coke Logic from Swollen Clit, Illinois.
All right.
Ooh.
Hey, Anthony, you kind of touched on exactly what I was calling about. If the president knew that, or thought the flooding was the result of like any sort of Al-Qaeda activity, his ass would have been down there day one.
Yeah, you know what? It's just the government. It's the way it works. It's a very slow machine, sir. And even in a time of disaster, to think that they're going to swoop in with all their modern machinery and pull everyone out and have a happily ever after ending is bullshit. It's like anywhere else. The government is just people working at their jobs, just like the people that you're surrounded with on a daily basis in the office. Does shit get done immediately at your office? It doesn't at theirs either.
They're playing snooze. They're downloading porn.
It's
Come on.
exactly. And then when there's an emergency, you start going, holy shit, who do you turn to? There's not some guy in your office that comes forward and goes, I'm the go-to guy, and I see a problem, and I go... You got to go through meetings and talk to this one. What do you think we should do? It takes time.
You're saying even in the federal government, when you try to go to the go-to guy, you go, look, these are the problems, and what should we do? You hear,
No, we're working on it, guys. We got a meeting after this.
He's outside yelling at somebody for having not Starbucks coffee.
right.
Not having would have been funnier.
No, that's all right. Having not. Why not?
Why don't we take our first break? Here's the deal. Colin Quinn's in studio. He's playing the Stress Factory all this weekend.
Woohoo!
We're going to take a quick break. When we get back, we got to get Ron and Fez. They're doing the show with us today because they're starting up on this channel Monday.
Bye, guys. It's been a pleasure.
You can hang. We're doing this big Opie and Anthony auction for the victims of Hurricane Katrina. So I wrote an email to Hugh Pinero, Eric Logan, Don Wicklin, who runs 202, and Gary Hahn, who's, what is his title, marketing, whatever?
I could come up with a few. I probably shouldn't.
And it was a long email about how we could possibly capitalize on this auction and you know,
on the tragedy.
Well, not
capitalize on a tragedy.
Well, what are we doing basically to get the word out so we could get bigger donations?
We want to open a boat shop.
Because you're pretty close to the truth, actually. And everyone else wrote me back, but the guy in marketing doesn't even write me back. Not even the courtesy of write me back. So that's what we're dealing with.
Do you guys remember a guy named Wellhung? He used to.
Yes, sure.
Yeah, he's down there and says his house under 18 feet of water. He was the guy, I think, that when the teen bus got pulled over, he was keeping an eye on everybody. He used to work.
Oh, yeah.
He used to work down there in the tombs. So, and he always sends us turduckens every single year. So he's washed away. Just literally washed away.
Yeah, his whole place gone. Yeah. Jeez. Did he obviously left, though.
Yeah,
he wasn't one of those people I've seen in the paper today refusing to leave. You see, they all kind of look the same, the people that are refusing to leave. Yeah. They're white people. I saw white people with no teeth, none in their head. They look like those crazy people on the New Orleans edition of Cops. Right. Constantly beating each other up and being hauled away drunk.
But, see, a lot of those people, they've never traveled in their life. They've never been anywhere.
So they're petrified.
But that one little piece of the world, that's all they know.
And they don't want to leave that.
Right.
They're refusing.
And now they got waterfront property, so they're thinking this is a good thing for them.
Yeah.
And that's not a joke. If you see some of the pictures in the paper, I'm thinking that's what's going through some of these people's minds.
They think it's a good thing.
Look at us. We got the waterfront now.
Well, what about all those bio people that you would always just see like catching alligators and stuff down there? They must have all be going, right? Because they were living in shacks.
Yeah, that's all gone. Oh, the swampland and stuff where they used to, gone. And there are people that are refusing shelter on Carnival cruise ships. Carnival sent a few cruise ships down there, and they were going to take people out of the Astrodome and bring them over to these cruise ships. Right. And they said no.
Would you want to hang on the water at this point?
Especially if you were black, would you want to get on a ship? You know where you're going?
They think it's a trap. Remember what happened the last time?
Laying them head to foot.
It could even get worse. There could even be a worse place, you're thinking.
I think they're going to end up rowing it.
Well, because of this tragedy, if we're going to get rid of a lot of these WOW stickers and Opie and Anthony with Laverne and Shirley, it's the way to help right now.
It's the way to help.
It's up to like $16,000, sir.
And we're cleaning out the closets.
And $15,000 of that is for skates.
Well, yeah.
What is it about these special skates?
I don't know, but I'm really panicking now because these stupid inline skates, I got them for between $250 and $300. Mm-hmm. Now they're worth over $5,000, so I'm nervous now when I'm putting them on in the morning because I'm still using them to commute to work. And I don't want them to break. I don't want anything to happen to them because, it's going to get a lot of good money.
Is there a jetpack on the back of them, and why are they $5,000 now? You signed it?
Who the fuck knows? But now I got a light.
Look at this.
Wow. That looks like from Amazing Race.
This is how I go to work now.
It's a kind of a small halogen light, and it's on a headband. You go to work like that.
I'm going to work like this now because I don't want anything to happen to the skates, and it's now dark when I go through Central Park.
Wow. Uh-oh.
So I got a miner's
Jesus, is that
headband light on, so I could see all the potholes and stuff, so I don't fuck up myself and fuck up these $5,000 skates.
Yeah. Charlie Logan called. You're no longer allowed to sit at the rock table down at the
not with that
cafeteria.
That's actually perfect for ass eating.
It's really obnoxious.
Leave it to Jimmy.
And it really pisses off the Lance Armstrong wannabes in the park when they're biking at 5:30 in the morning.
A lot of Lance Armstrong people riding
awful.
bikes now.
So other people wear this stuff? It's not just you? I mean, this isn't something you made yourself?
You got guys with blinking lights that are really obnoxious and stuff. But,
Blinking lights.
Yeah, I don't feel like cabbing it yet.
Right.
But now it's dark when I leave my apartment, so I got this headband light thing.
How far are you coming down with that thing on?
I don't know, like
20
15
bucks?
blocks or so. Yeah, through the park. It's a little scary there, and there's things that I could hit on the way and mess up those $5,000 skates. So, anyway, we're going to add more items to the Opie and Anthony auction starting tomorrow.
I found some famous stuff in my closet.
Ronnie, it's all behind you. Maybe you could
found. Let me. Hawk, could you bring that over here, please?
Well, why don't we explain as you bring that over? I brought in today the WOW shirt signed by Cindy Williams. Remember when we did the Cindy Williams Has Been Corner?
Her feelings.
It's a very famous Opie and Anthony bit that I'm sure is still being circulated around the internet. It's probably on onavirus.com. And then I think it was Big Kev went to one of these signings and actually had Cindy Williams sign a WOW shirt.
It's tear-stained.
It basically says, "Love to Opie and Anthony, your favorite has been, Cindy Williams." It's all framed and all nice, and there's even a picture proving that she signed this WOW shirt. That's going to go up for auction tomorrow.
That's a big item. That's a big money item.
That's huge because it has something to do.
Is that
with
Big Kev in the picture or Cindy Williams?
So that's ready to go up there.
She got heavy.
We have the autographed baseballs going up tomorrow from Buck Martinez, Kevin Kennedy, Larry Boa, and Cal Ripken Jr. We got another Robert Plant autographed CD that's going up there. Some dice stuff. A piece of the Rolling Stones pinball machine.
Oh, yeah. That's
autographed.
Famous. Yeah.
Famous.
That's going up there tomorrow. That's another famous
Talk
item.
about it enough. It's famous.
That's right.
If the skates are 5,000,
right.
It's got to be huge.
That's going to be 10 G's.
Before we get to what Anthony brought, just a couple more of these items. The Hot Shannon body mold, when this girl came in naked and then we made a mold of her really hot body.
I was hanging in our office for
a long time.
Right up until we got the boot.
Also, we're auctioning off Intern for a Day, Master Pose in honor of the Bloody Gi set. What is that? An autographed gi with a handmade katana sword made of blood, wood, and oak.
All right, I'm in $10 already.
Yeah, that's how they got John Bonet.
Some actually
auctioning off a little cowboy hat,
little boots.
Oh, a blonde lock in it. Little boots.
Let's see. A MiFi with a lifetime subscription. That's going to be a huge item starting tomorrow when we add all these new items tomorrow. Norton's Randy Johnson jersey autographed.
I guess. I don't see that being a big item. Some shirt that I signed.
I thought Randy Johnson autographed this.
Oh.
No. Norton's childhood framed Ozzy photo collection.
That's a big one.
Be nice.
The ONA Mardi Gras Crazy Horse banner autographed.
Look at that.
That's kind of
Who knows if there's going to be another one?
Opie's
Crazy Horse would like that.
Oh yeah.
Anything really.
My pants that I gave to Travis. My jeans. They came back yesterday, and we're going to throw them up there. We'll see what that gets. Some flameware from Martini Steve. An original Pisano of Mulberry Street T-shirt.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that's a tough one to get, man. You sometimes have to go all the way down on Mulberry Street and just walk by.
That's right.
The sleeves already cut off. The arms. What have we done there?
Some spaghetti sauce stains in the front.
Anyway, besides that, Anthony has brought in some fine items. You want to explain your items?
Well, Ben
Anthony?
couldn't believe I brought this in. This is the WBCN Patriots sweatshirt thing that was given to me by Oedipus. Remember that?
Okay.
No, that's not.
I have the same one in my closet.
We all got one.
I just don't want it. This, though, now we're getting to the item. This is famous. This is the Hitmen from the XFL. Remember the XFL?
Sure. The Hitmen.
This is the Hitmen.
Actually, you wore that on TV when we were doing that dumb XFL pregame show.
You will watch us, run after the football, and I was wearing this very jacket.
Is that signed by He Hate Me?
Oh, going back there, Ronnie. Very nice.
Reference.
Now, this jacket is double infamy. This also from XFL, the NBC jacket.
That's when we sat down with them and said, all right, we'll do your dumb pregame show. And I think you said, I want an NBC jacket.
I said, I want an NBC jacket thrown in on the deal, and they gave me one. It's NBC New York on the back. Of course, the famous NBC logo in the front. And This
it's like a varsity jacket, by the way, just to describe it.
Yeah,
further.
the leather sleeves and the leather collar. Yeah. But this very jacket, if you Google, I guess one of the newspapers here in New York, the Daily News or the Post, I'm not sure which one it was, but I was wearing this in a photograph in the newspaper, walking out of the court after my divorce was settled. Very famous jacket right here with my great ex-wife next to me. I'm surprised I was able to leave with this after the settlement. I thought anything on my back would have been gone.
Could she sign it too?
Yeah, we'll get her to sign it.
All we need is the picture that was in the Post of you wearing that
jacket. Wearing the jacket.
It'll make him more famous.
Exactly. And then just a number of these press passes from the old show. We got and some of the new ones. We got the original Hard Rock Cafe from XM when we first announced that we were going to be on. ONA softball, celebrity softball, all access pass. We'll sign these things too. But how about the red carpet for the VMAs? Remember when Retarded Laverne and Shirley broadcast?
Very nice.
We got those XFL ones, River Rave 2000 BCN VIP passes. But the real big one here, the Son of the Beach on FX.
Wow.
Media press pass. You might remember Opie and I talking about this. We got press credentials to go in and watch Howie do his Son of the Beach press conference, which we were promptly thrown out of.
Because Howie couldn't take it. He sat in his limo outside the Park Plaza.
Called our GM
waiting
personally.
for us to get kicked out before he would start the press conference. This is a true story.
And told our
you
GM,
guys ever hear this
quote,
story?
Get them the fuck out of here.
It was just as we got to New York.
Yeah. Really?
Jeremy had to go running all the way up the street to...
Yeah, it's a true story. Howard from his limo calling our GM. He knew our GM pretty well because he worked with Ken Stevens for many, many years and started yelling and screaming, what the fuck are these guys doing at my press conference?
Yep.
And then he threatened Ken Stevens' job, so Jeremy had to run down and get us out of there. And the whole time, Anthony and I were in the back of the room where the press conference is going to take place, clueless, just having little finger sandwiches going, God, I wonder why the press conference is late. It was supposed to start at noon. It's now 12:30. And then slowly but surely we're on to the gag here that people are starting to look at us like, and we're like, uh-oh, I think we might be the problem.
So you weren't even planning on trashing it or doing anything weird? You just
kind of wanted to hang out and watch the event.
We're going to just check it out from the back row, you know. The guys that were the real problem never got kicked out of the thing. Psycho Mark and others were in the front row, actually. But then they panicked and they ended up doing nothing.
Look at this one. Jim Norton Yellow Discipline Tour, 2002,
nice.
all access. And 7701, it's the Stone Pony. Remember that when we went down Asbury Park for the road show? Just plenty of these things.
And to get all access, by the way, with a Jim Norton show, you have to have one of those badges or tits.
That's a front and back pass, believe it or not.
But we'll sign these things and then put these up.
All right, so all the new items are going to go up tomorrow. Hopefully we'll get some good ones.
So New Orleans will be back on their feet in no time.
Oh, with all this stuff, please.
No.
Stop.
Well, we're giving it a shot. We got some WWE autograph stuff. Wow Roadshow shirt from 2001 autographed, whatever that is. Well, some of this stuff will be interesting for somebody out there.
You know, Fez has a bunch of pictures, wooden frames of just pictures of cocks. Why don't you bring those in?
I can do that. The cock collection.
All right.
I'm saving that for Sotheby's.
I would give something, but I got jumped in New Orleans one time, so forget about it.
Fuck them.
Yeah, it's an old grudge. I can't let it go.
I say cut out the middleman and just send all this stuff to New Orleans.
First of all, I ended up losing about $500 in that deal out of my wallet. It was a bad drug deal. I'd like to take that back from the money that you guys send down there. I just need about $585 and everything's
You want it? That's nothing compared to the skates.
Is that a real story?
And then we're even. Then everything's even. Well, you try, being whacked out 4 o'clock in the morning making a deal. Anything can happen. I was up for 3 days. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore.
From the balcony, one of the balconies in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, we were watching a gang of black youths beating up white people. Just watching them. The streets, of course, packed. It's Mardi Gras.
Right.
And there's little pathways and openings on the sidewalk that people walk through. And these black gentlemen were lining the sidewalk. And anytime a white couple would walk through, the woman was groped, just grabbed, her pussy, her tits, everything was just grabbed. And when the guy turned around and said anything, he was clocked in the face, just close-fisted, boom, right in the face. And we watched it from the balcony until, for about, I guess, a half hour or so, and then the cops came and arrested one of the guys.
Isn't it great to be above everything and just looking down going, wow, that's
you almost feel like the emperor at the Colosseum, like you're just watching people getting destroyed. Could be death, maybe.
One time I'm in Daytona Beach, and I'm up in one of those high hotels, and I'm looking down, and you can drive on the beach there, and I saw some guy pull in and run over top of a woman.
Oh, Jesus.
And get stuck on. He couldn't pull out, because the car is in, and he's kicking up sand, and she's screaming. And from where I'm looking, I can look over about 20 feet and just see people putting suntan on. I felt like Steven Spielberg directing Jaws. I'm just seeing one horrible thing, and then here's a sweet little picture.
Little Kittner kids being ripped apart, and then he's putting on a little sunblock.
This is what God feels like. You look down, you see some nice things, you see some awful things, but it just doesn't affect you. It's like a TV. It has nothing to do with you anymore.
It's not happening, and you feel exactly the same as you did before you saw it happen, so it doesn't matter.
Matter of fact, I was having half a sandwich, just looking down. My God, look at the tragedy. It's awful.
Worst day in her life, best day in the guy's life, just a few yards down the beach on vacation.
There's got to be a lesson there if Keith Olbermann could come up with some kind of poetic thing about what life is all about. Maybe
you could ramble about it for 20 minutes. That'd be great.
Hey, going back to the auction really fast, I see Nathaniel's kind of studying the current prices of the items that are up there now. You want your item to be in second place, don't you?
Yeah, he was pushing that this morning in the office. Opie goes, wow, the skates are up to like $5,000 or something.
The skates are up to, $5,050.
And Nathaniel's got to go, well, my sign is in second. It's
Well,
like it's a distant second, my friend.
It's now in third, sir.
Third? Uh-oh, what's second?
And Opie and Anthony, Real Comedians of ONA Pack number 2, whatever the hell that is. What is that, Hawk? It's going for $710.
It's a bunch of CDs and DVDs from our comedian friends. Nice to donate.
And they're all...
I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
Because of his haircut. Because of his haircut.
This boy's life.
We do a lot of visuals for radio. And
liar whore, and you know it.
And then...
You get it doggy style or from the side?
You can get it doggy style, you can get it laying on your side. Those are your only choices. My house, and I get to say.
What, do you got every line from the movie?
Just about. These guys are great.
Fancy talk for a whore.
For a whore. We got a great staff. I'm sure Earl will get you tons of clips when you guys start Monday.
Oh, jeez.
Third
for the
place.
color purple.
Third place.
Hey.
In third place, Opie and Anthony's assault on the media sign that got Arthur Chien fired. Of course, that's Nathaniel's item because he was holding it on live TV.
That item just made the newspaper.
That's right.
Did Arthur Chien sign it?
We're working on him. Yeah.
That would be great if he
How
would
about
sign
Cabby?
it. 600